play, got in and scored in the effort. They were led by Julian Champagny's 20 points and Devin Vassell's 25. Texas has a brand new head coach. Reports are Sean Miller, formerly of Xavier, most recently beating Coach Terry and the Longhorns, appears to be the new head coach. I'm Rob Thompson for 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
From the studios of San Antonio Sports Star, reaching more sports fans than any station in South Texas. Welcome to the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson. This is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Good morning, everybody! Happy Monday! It's the Morning Huddle on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. I'm AJ, joined as always by Mr. Rob Thompson. Good morning, Robert.
We got a lot of bass going on this morning.
Good morning, Robert.
Got a lot of happening there.
Yeah.
Morning. Morning.
It's a Monday morning.
It's hot. It's hot
in here, and there's no Victor Brown. No Vic. He is sick, or at least pretending to be sick. I think his bracket might have been busted. I don't know. But he didn't show up for work today.
I have his bracket here.
What's it say?
He has Duke winning.
So he's still alive. Okay. All right.
He has Final Four. Houston, Kentucky, Florida, St. John. So he's
St. John. Oh, he's screwed.
3.
He's screwed. St. John sucks. He should have known that.
Well, he had Drake going a long way. No wonder he's home.
Yep. I don't blame him.
Yeah.
I don't blame him. What about Edwin? How's Edwin's bracket looking?
Let's see here. Edwin looks
still alive.
He's got Houston.
No, that's mine.
You got Houston.
Yeah. I went off. I went off the board. I'm trying to be sneaky. Can't be Florida or Duke, so I gotta find a different way.
Bama. Oh, the Gators.
Mm-hmm.
For Edwin.
You were sweating, weren't you, Edwin?
Duke, Tennessee, Michigan State, Florida. Oh, he's in good shape. Good shape as well. Yeah, if you went chalk, funny thing is you look at your bracket, and it's probably better than it has looked in a long time, and you're still like 9 million.
Oh, yeah, I got all my Final Four. Yeah, you do, because so does everybody.
Yeah, because most people, we're not accustomed to having all of our Final Four because normally we'd be watching McNeese State or Mount St. Mary's charging into the Sweet 16. But they're dead now, AJ. It's over.
Well, and I guess that begs the question, Rob. Is this what we want? Is this the tournament we want?
No! We got the tournament we want. Don't we want the best?
I like it this way. I mean, I will say this. I like a little more drama on day 1 and 2, but yesterday went according to plan. Like, by the time we get to the Sweet 16, Elite 8, I don't want any more Cinderella stuff. I want the best teams.
Yeah, I want the end to look like the end of a Stephen King novel. I want everything at full speed coming together. I want nothing but great, and that's what we should get. I'm tired of the last couple of years. I mean, it's fun watching FAU and
no,
4-digit directional Florida school.
It's not that fun.
Well, I mean, for a minute, but once you get to the Final Four, no, that sucks. No one wants a blown up bracket either. This is what we want. This is what we chased. The money and the NIL gave us exactly what we wanted to get out of both. The very best. The best. There's separation. Raise your level of expectation. The modern mid-major is now a member of a power conference. Yeah. That's the modern mid-major.
Well, we don't have to worry about any Cinderellas this season because they're all gone. All the Cinderellas they're out. They're out. The only I don't know. They even really had a great chance. I guess Colorado State had a chance yesterday, but I wouldn't change that because they lost on the most. That was the most exciting finish of the tournament so far.
Not a lot of you're right. Not a lot of upsets. Not a lot of last second buzzers. But
if Colorado State had done that to Maryland, had they hit the game winner against Maryland, that would have been a tournament montage moment forever.
Oh, absolutely. It would have been.
But because it was the top seed knocking out the Mountain West team, it's like, oh, it happened.
There you go. There we go. The idea of what do you want from your tournament? I would rather have nothing but highly competitive basketball games than 60-point swings. I'd rather. I don't want the women's tournament where they open up with a 63-point win. That does nobody any good.
No,
I mean, what's the point of that? But I also like an upset here or there. But I want hard-fought, 10 points in 2 minutes kind of games, wherever there's a shot. And if I get 16 of those over a 2-day period, I'm happy. That's exactly what I want. Now, whether it goes chalk or not,
Right.
you start deciding what upsets are and what they aren't. But the idea of a 16-1 surprise, I think, is getting slimmer by the day.
Oh, yeah.
But I'd prefer having greatness at the end than surprises early.
And only one of the top 8 seeds has gone home. That was St. John's.
And hard fought. I mean, every one of them has had a little bit of a scare. Every one of them's had a close game. It hadn't been like there was a absolute smashing.
Tennessee hasn't had a close minute.
Tennessee, but we were talking about Tennessee. Of all the great teams that have moved through, I've paid so little attention to them.
Because they've been dominating.
Yeah, I've just stepped in, watched them hit a shot. I watched more of the dude that transferred away, Adu, than I have Tennessee.
Yeah, Houston looked like they were running away from Gonzaga yesterday, and we were all going to be like, or 2 days ago, we were going to be like, oh, my God, Houston, they're unstoppable. And then Gonzaga made it a game at the end. Florida has had the biggest scare of any one seed. That
was a slugfest.
What a game that was. And then Auburn they got scared for a half the other day.
But they showed me, oh, man, they just punched the gas. They just decide when we're going to start making some buckets.
And Duke, they were in a game with Baylor for about 13, 14 minutes, and as soon as Nochat Amir got his third foul, he went and sat down. Duke said, all right, we gone. And that was the end of that.
It's interesting with Baylor because, Nochat Amir, I think there's some talk about his ability. I don't think they thought he was going to be this good. And I think it's kind of taken away from the development of Edgecombe on the other side because that team now revolves around Amir. It has nothing to do with their actual NBA prospect.
Well, I think his stock it did just fine in this tournament because he looked great as well.
Yeah, he did. But
they just ran it like no one's going, oh, I can't believe Baylor lost to Duke. It's what we thought it was, Rob. There's the really, really, really great, and then there's some great, and then there's just the rest.
Yeah, we just have to recalibrate what we consider mid-major. I was trying to explain earlier to the news rats. F1. When you watch F1, there's only 4 teams that have a chance of winning. There's 20 teams racing, but there's only 4, barring an accident or some kind of extreme failure. So you understand, you're still in the race if you're Baylor, but this year you're a mid-major. Next year, the one senior comes, that one 5-star shows up, suddenly you're back in the mix. But this year, I think we have to start grading what great basketball looks like and what we expect from the tournament other than the surprise in the mid-directional school that gets to go to play on the second weekend.
I will say this. I hope the games are competitive next week or this week. I guess it is this week now, so Thursday, Friday, because we're getting the best matchups. It's just a matter of what's the difference between the 1s and the 4s? Yeah. How big of a gap is that even? Because it felt like after the first weekend of games, it kind of feels like, man, we could have just had like a 16-team tournament this year.
Well, I mean, that's you got to roll the dice, and yeah, you're probably right, but we got to get there. Luckily, we've had no major injuries, nothing that's really going to alter the course of things. We don't have any suspensions looming. We don't have any of that, so it truly is, if we're looking for the tournament, the show-off, this is who our best are, we've got exactly that, and there's no reason to think that these games aren't going to be ratcheted up even more competitive. I mean, all of these teams that are still playing are really, really good.
But I don't think there's one team that's been eliminated that was like a legitimate looked at as like a title contender.
No, I wouldn't. I mean, there are some that had hopes and aspirations. You look at
like there were some people who thought St. John's could. It's like
no,
they couldn't. They were never going to do it.
No, but we knew that coming in. We knew that there was the uppers and the middles, and the uppers are still there, and there's a few middles, but that's what we're going to get now.
And we know Iowa State's that their heads fell off. Like that was just a bad break for them.
They just never could get healthy in time.
Yeah,
and by the same token, Arizona has over the last 5 weeks gone from a little loose on the edges to a completely cohesive team, and it looks like Caleb Love is the guy that everybody thought he was going to be as the best player coming out of high school, North Carolina superstar. He's carrying this team. So anymore, I'm not sure what an upset's going to look like. You know what I mean? If Arizona was to get there, if Alabama was to get there, I'm not sure how much we look at, a 2 beating a 1 or a 5, is an upset anymore.
I'm trying to think of like what team could be in the Final Four that we'd go, damn, they're like. Here's my list of teams that I would be shocked if they were in the Final Four. Purdue.
Yeah.
Michigan.
Yeah.
BYU. Ole Miss.
Well, Ole Miss.
Arkansas. That's my
Ole
list.
Miss, I would take Ole Miss off that list. Ole Miss has the perfect mix right now.
They do.
They're playing defense. They're deep. Their point guard is dialed in. They got the recipe to upset to win at least one more game. I think I don't put them in the upset list.
Here is the current odds via betonline.ag. There are two teams that are 100-1 to win the tournament. Arkansas and Ole Miss are the two longest of long
Ole Miss
shots.
is even longer than BYU?
Yeah, BYU, Michigan, and Purdue all 70-1. Kentucky 50-1.
You know, Kentucky's the most volatile of this group because they are shooting like we talked about at the beginning of the year. The kid's Brea?
Yeah.
When those guys are hitting, they're just about unbeatable, but they have been EKG.
Well, what's funny about Kentucky is they're about to play Tennessee, and
Tennessee owns them.
No,
they own Tennessee
they've
twice.
beat Tennessee twice this year. They're in. They probably got to be feeling pretty good.
But Tennessee, as you said, Tennessee probably has been the most impressive so far.
A freaking wrecking ball right now. Arizona is 40-1, which they've been playing pretty well too. Although they got a little scare yesterday.
They're
with
so
Oregon.
volatile. Caleb Love goes one direction, the whole thing falls apart.
Maryland 25-1.
See, I put them as one of this is a bit of a surprise. We can't deny the fact that they're playing above their measure.
I am just so enamored with their starting five. Now, I'm not crazy about their coach. Like Kevin Willard's always been like a kind of a disappointment. But
they got good guard play, man. Smart guards and a bouncy big. It's enough. But they're the surprise. They did. I mean, let's be real. We can act like, Big Ten, no big deal. They're playing above their depth.
Okay, so here's where I think we get into the meat of it. Michigan State's 20-1.
They're also my furthest away.
Just because I don't trust them to score.
Right.
I don't. And they got away with so much yesterday. That was the one game, and it ended up not looking like a close game with New Mexico. New Mexico was hanging with them, and then I hate to be conspiracy theorist, but it felt like the officials said New Mexico ain't winning this game.
They wouldn't let them play Michigan State's game.
Right.
They let Michigan State play the game. New Mexico tried to play the same game, and everybody fouled out.
Yeah. Texas Tech is 18-1. That's another team that's looked really good so far.
I like them.
Tennessee and Alabama both 14-1. And then you get your one seeds. Auburn is 6-1. Houston is 5-1. Florida is 4-1. Duke is your favorite 2-1.
I tell you what, you could just name 5 teams. You said pick one and defend your argument that they're going to win it all. I could defend all 5 of them.
I think, yeah.
I'm including Alabama.
Alabama.
I could defend every one of them. Every one of them has the measure to go win a title.
Tennessee and Texas Tech wouldn't shock me either.
Again, isn't this what we want? Are you not entertained?
Yeah.
We have got the best coming together, and it's been a long time since we've had that. Long time.
We haven't lost a single team that I thought at the beginning of this thing could win the tournament. So I'm happy with it. I know it hasn't been. It's not what the casual fan is looking for. The casual fan wants.
Yeah, I get it.
A team that's never that they've never heard of, that they have to look up who the mascot is. They want them to win 3 games.
Yeah.
I don't like that.
No.
I like them to win 1 game and then go home
and celebrate. Don't screw my bracket up too much. I want the best going at each other, and we've had the best going at each other. We've already had a little bit of coaching intrigue. We haven't had any major controversy. No last second one shining moment shots, but for one. But every game's been competitive. Every one of them. We've had good teams playing really good at the right times.
Yep. All right, let's hit a break. We got a lot to get into today. It's the Morning Huddle, 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star traffic from News Talk 550 KTSA.
Good morning. As we start to fill in for our commute, we've got a new trouble spot downtown on 35 upper level, northbound just past Main Street, right where a lot of that road work is going on. We've got an accident, and that does have the roadway reduced to just 1 lane. Expect stop and go to start right around I-10. Just occurred. On 35 southbound McCullough, get reports of a minor wreck. And on the northeast side, 35 northbound Thousand Oaks to FM 3009. Still in good shape. And also no delays at southbound 35 Schertz Parkway on down to Weidner. I'm Debbie Alcacer.
Pro Savings Days are back at Lowe's with limited time savings on the supplies pros need. Get up to 40% off select major appliances. Plus, save an additional $100 on every $1,000 you spend on select major appliances. And don't miss your chance to activate and earn 3 times the points on select DeWalt and Klein tools. Lowe's, we help, you save. Valid through 3/28. Selection varies by location. While supplies last. See associate or Lowe's.com for more details on qualifying items.
This report is sponsored by the Texas Department of Transportation. Texas roads are big enough to share. Drivers, do your part to help make sure everyone arrives home safely. Stay alert, stop for pedestrians at crosswalks, yield while turning, and watch your speed. Be safe. Drive smart. A message from TxDOT.
Your marriage is over. You know it, your friends know it. Take back control now with Barton & Associates, an aggressive, no-nonsense team of attorneys ready to fight for what you deserve. Contact us today at TexasDivorce.com. That's TexasDivorce.com.
You know the Roo Pub is proven to be the best place to watch games with those 3 massive 170-inch screens and TVs all around. All the games, all the fights, and when you show up at the Roo Pub, show up hungry. The food is fantastic. Open daily at 11. Great for lunch, great for dinner, great for late at night, and the best place to watch a game. Just down from the big blind, right next to the Angry Elephant. The Roo Pub, 281 in Redland Road. We'll see you at the Roo.
Taxes was feeling so stuck. Sitting in traffic, squeezing into a parking spot, all to squeeze in getting tax help during your lunch break. Now Taxes is a TurboTax expert who does your taxes for you, while you go about your day getting real-time notifications about their progress and the most money back guaranteed. Now this is Taxes. Intuit TurboTax. Get an expert now on TurboTax.com. Only available with TurboTax Live Full Service, real-time updates only in iOS mobile apps. See guarantee details at TurboTax.com/guarantees.
Welcome to Staples.
I hear Staples prints it all for any business.
You bet, and we'll beat any print quote.
So if I had a pizza place...
Staples can print signs, menus, pizza boxes.
A landscaping business?
Oh, we can print yard signs, t-shirts, brochures.
How about a pizza/landscaping business? I'll call it Dough and Mo.
I like it.
Right now at Staples, get up to $250 off your print purchase. Ends 4/5 exclusions apply. Visit staples.com/print for offer details. Price match guarantee valid in store and staples.com/print. Visit staples.com/price match for details.
For a limited time at Verizon, you can get our best price ever. That's 4 lines on unlimited welcome for just $25 a line per month with autopay plus taxes and fees. You'll also get the new iPhone 16 Pro, 4 of them for the entire family when you trade in up to 4 phones from our top brands. That's a new phone for everyone, only on the network you can count on. Verizon. Visit a store today. 20 monthly promo credits applied over 36 months with a new line on unlimited welcome. In times of congestion, unlimited 5G and 4G LTE may be temporarily slower than other traffic. Domestic data roaming at 2G speeds. Additional terms apply for phone offer. See Verizon.com for details.
Imagine owning waterfront property on the Texas coast. Check out the grand opening of Driftwood Shores at Wolf Point, located on the highly sought-after Matagorda Bay. Secure your spot to see 1 to 3 acre properties, all with bay access from $49.9. That's right, just $49.9. This gated waterfront community features panoramic views, world-class fishing, a pool and cabana, boat launch and slips, fishing pier, dog park, storage, and more. It all happens this Saturday. 1 day only. Coastal waterfront properties starting at just $49.9. Call now to secure your private tour this Saturday. 210-853-0389. That's 210-853-0389. Appointments are limited, so call now and be sure to ask for event day specials and our helicopter tours. Call now, 210-853-0389. Get your piece of this coastal paradise. 210-853-0389. 0389.
Aw, springtime is here and baseball season is finally underway. Don't miss your chance to add your favorite players from the diamond to your Prize Picks lineup. Whether it's strikeouts, RBIs, first inning runs, you can take your pick of more or less for your shot of 1,000 times your money cash today. I'll say it again. That's today. Because on Prize Picks, you can match your player projections from different sports. Combine your favorite baseball players with your favorite basketball players. Maybe it's hockey. Maybe it's esports. Maybe it's something else. That's why you download Prize Picks. And what you do with Prize Picks is you win $50 instantly. Go download the app today and use the code ALAMO. That's ALAMO to get $50 instantly after you play your first $5 lineup. I'll say it again. Download the app right now. Use the code ALAMO. That's $50 instantly. Just play your lineup. Prize Picks. Hey, go run your game. I love Prize Picks because I'm not alone. There's millions of us playing and you can win. It's easy. More or less. You better go run your game now.
When you switch to Progressive, you could save bundling your home and auto. Then you could put that money towards some of the surprisingly more expensive things in life.
May I help you?
I just wanted to request a late checkout, please.
Of course. That's $30 per hour for up to 4 hours.
Huh. Okay, but if you can offer a late checkout, then that probably means no one is staying in that room. So if it's empty, maybe I can just stay a few extra hours.
Oh, aren't you adorable?
Life costs a lot, so bundle and you could save with Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Not available in all states.
It's The Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons at 2.
Coming up Monday on The Blitz, what a weekend of college basketball. We react to everything that took place.
Plus, Micah Parsons, what if they don't get a deal done? What would be the move for the Cowboys?
Could it be a trade? Could it be a holdout? You never know with Jerry and company.
The Blitz, Monday at 2.
The Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons at 2 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. You're listening to the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
Oh, good morning, everybody. Good morning to the
ball
chat.
is tipped.
Oh God.
What do you mean, oh God?
It's funny you make fun of the music I jam out to.
Oh,
This is such
this
bad
one time
music.
a year. This isn't Taylor Swift every other day.
I know you love.
This is Luther.
It's like you love Christmas music too. It's
Yeah,
like,
I do.
This is bad. This is a bad song.
I didn't say it was the song. It's about the moment.
I don't need that. I don't need a song.
I listened to Little Drummer Boy for about 3 weeks. I get to listen to this
You
song
listened
for
to it
about
for about
2 weeks.
6 weeks.
Well, yeah. The moment it's available, yeah. But I don't go out of my way.
Gilbert says, what would it cost San Antonio to trade for the number 1 pick, and should they pay it? That pick is not going to be for sale.
There is no value other than Wemby.
Yeah.
It would cost you Wemby.
Are you willing to give up Wemby for it? Okay.
Then you can have Cooper.
And quite frankly, I don't know that would get it done.
No, I didn't get it done. I think in the Wemby's already a proven commodity.
But you've got less amount of time with him on his first deal.
Well, they're 2 years apart.
Yeah. And you've already got a guy who's got thrombosis.
You can play devil's advocate, but
thrombosis, Rob.
Yeah, you're right. I appreciate the effort, though.
That probably would. That's probably the only thing that could get it done.
Yeah,
and
that's it.
No. So it's not going to be an option for the Spurs unless they just luck box into the lottery. And then I think that's what Spurs fan is kind of. You don't usually get 2 guys like that. It's you got one. Let's
count our blessings. I think who was on the Brigade Bar?
That was Gilbert asking that.
Derek Queen. If you're looking for a guy that the Spurs would be probably more appropriate in the range they'll be drafting, the dude that hit the winning shot last night.
Well, he looks like he's rising up charts,
yeah.
man.
I mean, but we're just saying, if you're looking for a bouncy big and you're looking for somebody to help out in the front line, you're looking the Spurs aren't going to be up there for Cooper. It's just not going to be there.
You know who I really want the Spurs to get, and it's going to be in round 2. I want them to get Ryan Kalkbrenner.
Big old boy.
It's like, and I feel like if you say, hey, man, your only job is to go block shots.
I agree.
And be a backup bit. Like, I want that.
And this is just my perception, and I have nothing to back it up on, just me watching him. I'm not sure how much he loves it. I think he's huge, and he's pretty good at it.
Yeah.
I'm not sure how much he loves it because if I'm going to draft him, and I would draft him, if I felt like he wanted to get better, there's a place in the league for him. But he's going to have to show me. Sometimes I think he's kind of like,
Maybe so.
You know, the game comes to him instead of him going to the game. Little stuff like that. And maybe that's why he goes in the second round. But I think Zach Edey and prior to him, Kessler, there's a place in the league for a dude like that.
Yeah.
There is.
Like, I always wonder that with the giant guys. Like, if you weren't born 7'2", would you really want to play basketball?
And I think the guys that, like Kessler, yes, the dude has gotten better every year. He wants to play. He knows this was his calling, whether it's a blessing or a curse.
He does all the, like, he does what I talk about. Like, he does big man. He does the terrible things that don't get you any credit. Like, those guys, you know, they love the game.
Exactly. I don't see Kalkbrenner hitting the ground a lot. I know he's 7'4". I know it. But that would be the only reason I would go, maybe an undrafted free agent if I had a chance. But I don't know if I'd waste a draft pick on him. Because Edey, on the other hand, that's a dude you knew he was going to sell his soul. That guy was going to work until he dropped. I mean, he's limited. They all are. But at least we know they'll do their efforts. That's the only problem I would have with Kalkbrenner, because most guys, I'll tell you, most NBA scouts will go, no.
Edey had a modeling career to fall back on if things didn't work.
He's the top of a totem pole.
You talk about a handsome fella. That guy, he was set up. He was always going to have whatever happened, he was going to be okay.
It's either that or Bond villain.
One of those things was going to work.
Silver teeth. He'll be fine.
One of those things was going to work out for him. We're going to talk more tournament through the day. We're going to talk some. So we'll talk a little NFL today too. We haven't talked NFL in a while. Famous Jameis got him a job, but we'll talk a little bit of NBA. There's a lot to get into, friends. It is the Morning Huddle on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star traffic from News Talk 550 KTSA.
Good morning. As we start to fill in for our commute, we've got a new trouble spot downtown on 35, upper level, northbound, just past Main Street, right where a lot of that road work is going on. We've got an accident, and that does have the roadway reduced to just one lane. Expect stop and go to start right around I-10. Just occurred. On 35 southbound McCullough, get reports of a minor wreck. And on the northeast side, 35 northbound Thousand Oaks to FM 3009, still in good shape. And also no delays at southbound 35 Schertz Parkway on down to Weidner. I'm Debbie Alcacer, KTSA. Time Saver Traffic.
Mike Rowe here with a quick question. Have you noticed cracks in your drywall, chimney, or exterior walls? I hope not, because if you have, they could be indications that you've got a much bigger problem with your foundation. That's where Groundworks comes in. They can honestly assess your situation and create a plan to stabilize your foundation.
Schedule your free inspection at groundworks.com/row.
Groundworks is the official foundation repair company of Texas Athletics. Licensed in all states where work is performed. See website for details.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Welcome to AutoZone. What are you working on today?
I need new rotors.
When you buy 2 Duralast rotors during our spring sale, you get Duralast brake pads free.
Free?
With the rotors.
Well, that's great. What if I need extra stopping power?
You can upgrade to Duralast Gold pads for just $10.
So Duralast pads are free?
Yep.
And an upgrade is just $10?
That's right. Part of the spring sale at AutoZone.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
This report is sponsored by Indeed.com. You just realized your business needed to hire someone yesterday. How can you find amazing candidates fast? Easy. Just use Indeed. Start at Indeed.com/credit.
From a fender bender to a total loss, Davis Law Firm has a team of expert attorneys ready to get you back on the road with the verdict or settlement you deserve. Y hablamos español. Want more? Call the Fours. Davis Law Firm, San Antonio, 444-4444.
Nigel, what are you doing with all this stuff in the break room? It looks like a farmer's market in here.
I'm changing my eating habits, embracing good quality nutrition with fresh produce.
Call Quarter Moon for your $58.99 AC inspection. For a limited time, just $58.99.
Nigel, that's a pretty impressive healthy salad you've assembled.
Thanks, Joel. Now step back. The grease is hot.
Grease?
Quarter Moon Plumbing, Heat, and AC. 210-651-5899.
License number TACLA 141074E M16004. Don't you wish your life came with a warning app?
Stop. That dog does not want to be petted.
Just a little heads up before something bad happens.
Move your coffee cup away from your computer.
Oh, no. So you can have more control.
Stop. You're texting your boss by mistake.
Uh-oh. Well, life doesn't always give you time to change the outcome, but prediabetes does. With early diagnosis and a few healthy changes like managing your weight, getting active, stopping smoking, and eating healthier, you can stop prediabetes before it leads to type 2 diabetes. It's easy to learn your risk. Take the 1-minute test today at doihaveprediabetes.org.
Warning, the cap is loose on that catch-up.
Ugh. Don't wait. You have the power to change the outcome. Visit doihaveprediabetes.org today. That's doihaveprediabetes.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and its prediabetes awareness partners.
I'm at a smoothie bar asking people if they'd switch smoothies with me for $574.
Oh, I'll switch.
So what about $574 if you switch your home insurance to Allstate?
That's a headache.
Nope, it's painless.
Oh, so it's easy money.
Yep, check Allstate first and you could save hundreds on quality home insurance today. You're in good hands with Allstate.
Not available in every state. Based on the national average annual savings for new home insurance customers surveyed in 2023 who switched to Allstate and reported savings. Savings vary.
The most exciting weekend in college basketball starts here. Don't miss the 2025 State Farm College Slam Dunk and Three-Point Championships. Witness the nation's top dunkers and sharpshooters battle it out live in person. One epic night of unbelievable skill and electrifying energy. Thursday, April 3rd at the Frost Bank Center. Tickets are going fast. Secure your seats now at Ticketmaster.com. See you April 3rd for the State Farm College Slam Dunk and Three-Point Championships. The most exciting weekend in college basketball starts here. One night, pure action. Don't miss it.
Confidence is knowing you're ready to handle whatever comes your way. That's what it feels like to take on your workday with Cintas. They make sure your AEDs are up to date, your fire extinguishers are tested and inspected, your floor mats are cleaned and delivered, and your workwear looks good, feels good, and is freshly laundered with the Cintas Apparel Plus program. So are you ready to take on today? Visit Cintas.com.
Oh, I'm ready!
And get ready for the workday.
Progressive knows when you're in your RV, you're already on vacation. That's when you become Vacation You, who just camped where there's absolutely no shade. Even though regular you burns easily. In fact, Vacation You burns too, but is too stubborn to admit it, which is why regular you gets in trouble at the dermatologist, because Vacation You doesn't do doctors. So bundle your RV with your home or auto policy and earn an automatic discount from Progressive. And spend the savings on the both of you. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
The Gomez Law Firm is one of the most trusted names in personal injury law across the state of Texas. We have Jose here with the Gomez Law Firm to share what makes working with your firm different than others in the area.
You know, we pride ourselves as being an open line of communications. We don't have an automated service. You're not going to ever dial our phone number and get some robot on the other line. You're always going to get a person 24/7. Our principal office is here in San Antonio. Mr. Gomez was born and raised here, practicing law here in San Antonio in his community for 50 years. There are not many attorneys that can say that.
Thank you to the Gomez Law Firm for continuing to fight for our community. The Gomez Law Firm is San Antonio.
If you've been injured, if you've been involved in an accident, you've been involved in a car wreck, call the Gomez Law Firm.
Visit joegomezlaw.com. That's joegomezlaw.com for one of the most trusted names in personal injury.
And remember, Gomez Law fights.
Let's go! Hi, it's Jason Minix. You're listening.
Yes.
It's cooling off in here. We're down to 82.
What is happening? What is this? Like, I show up and we've got like a rigged up system where the door is being held open by a chair, and I'm like, what's it?
It's even worse now.
It's a sauna in this place.
So now I had to go. I found a fan. I stole a fan from somebody's office.
Have we let anybody know that like we've got an emergent situation here?
There's us, and then there's the news rats, and then there's
priority.
Trey. Well, there's Trey.
Yeah.
Who I think Trey could probably just come over here and touch the thermostat. It would be fixed by his power.
Yeah, he gets first.
No, I think he legitimately could fix it with his powers.
Okay.
But he's chosen not to.
Yeah. By the power vested in me by the
whatever it might be,
government of the United States.
Kill Gophers.
The latest NBA mock draft. This is less than 24 hours old. How about that? This is on NBA.com. Number 1, still no surprise, Utah Jazz, Cooper Flagg. Okay. Number 2, Dylan Harper, still hanging in there.
That's
Washington Wizards.
I get the sense that it might drop for him.
I don't think it can.
You don't think?
I
You don't think so?
No, I think that
There's going to be some concern about his shooting. It's going to start floating, and it'll be the eye of the beholder for sure. But don't be surprised if he falls to 3.
I think that if people, he's such a great finisher. I think if there wasn't so much hype on Cooper Flagg to begin with, people would have a discussion about.
I'm not discounting it, but I do know that,
and he's a great defender.
But there is the immediate help, and then there's the help that's coming kind of draft. And he's not an immediate help guy. It's taken 2 years for Scoot Henderson. Reed Geddes couldn't even get on the court till the end of the year. He's going to be a great NBA guy. I'm not taking away from it, but there's the immediate help that a bouncy big that you roll him in and suddenly your pick and roll game improves 50% just because you now have a dude that can elevate. The Spurs could greatly benefit from something like that, while at the same time we know very well he's going to be a great point guard. It's just what I'm saying is I'm not taking away from his abilities. I'm just saying there might be a team that says I need more help right now. I don't have time to wait for Dylan. He's probably more ready than any guard that's been out in the last couple of years, and even he will take 6-8 months or a year.
I think the upside of him is going to be appealing because to me, Dylan Harper can be basically a better defensive version of De'Aaron Fox.
We hope.
I think that's
where
he
projects.
And there's going to be people who go, yeah, I want
It'll be
that.
eye of the beholder. And if there's a team that's got time and a space, I think he's the number 2. But don't be surprised you see somebody sneak in at 3.
Now, it says here he'd go to the Washington Wizards, which would ruin his career. And you
talking about Flagg or?
No, I'm talking about Dylan Harper.
So they're not sure. Oh, I see. They're saying that Utah gets the number 1.
Utah 1, Washington 2. Charlotte 3, VJ Edgecombe all the way up to 3. He is so good. And he, like you were just talking about, there's not a lot of great shooters anymore. He can shoot. And he's a creator. He does a little bit of everything.
Mm-hmm.
I'm kind of falling in love with him.
He's so good. Keep in mind that the Jeremy Rhodes kid that transferred from Duke, that was supposed to be his job. And VJ Edgecombe took it.
Yeah.
That's a fifth-year senior who had been to Final Fours who couldn't start because of Edgecombe.
Ace Bailey 4 to the Pelicans.
He's another kid that, eye of the beholder.
Yeah, he's I don't want him on my team. Like he's a me guy. He's one of those guys who goes down, he's got terrible shot selection. Like he decides about as soon as he touches the ball, he decides I'm going to score and then he's going to I'm going to find a way to get my shot. And I just don't like guys like that. He's not for me. He might be good. He's a really unique player because he's like 6'10".
He's going to be. There's a lot that like him, but again, he's a couple years away, and he's a wild Mustang right now.
Yeah,
but,
he's just not for me.
But eye of the beholder again.
Derek Queen, number 5 to Brooklyn, the Maryland. I don't know what they call. I guess they'll just call him a Maryland.
I call him bouncy bigs.
He's a big.
He's a 4 or 5. I don't know what you call him.
I think that's probably about right, but. They compare him to Şengün as like his.
Well, if he gets that strong, look out. I don't think he's that strong, but he certainly has ball skills and can take you 15 feet out. I've got a lot of good game to him.
Number 6, the Sixers take Trey Johnson from Texas. Boy,
okay.
Imagine a backcourt.
Well, see, they're a little thick at the backcourt, so I wonder. I like the idea. Is it Maxey and Trey?
That's my guess.
Trey off the bench?
I think Trey's it's Maxey running it, and Trey is the off guy. And
I have no problem with it. If that's the plan.
I'm kind of interested in that actually. Number 7, the Raptors take that Maluch kid from Duke.
Well, I'd like to see him fall to the Spurs. That's the guy for me.
Man, he is long, but I feel like he's going to end up getting hurt. But
why?
I don't know. Just the way he's built, he looks like a guy who something's going to go wrong with him.
That dude can literally tie his shoes standing up.
I know. And again, Anytime I see gigantic people, I'm like, oh, he's gonna get hurt. Giants always get hurt. Like it's in there. It's the downside of it.
I've read a lot of the old fables, so yeah, they normally go down one way or the other.
Someone's gonna sling a rock at him.
Hits them. They eat weird beans. There's all kinds of stuff happens.
Falls off a beanstalk. Something's gonna happen. 8 Chicago. Jace Richardson, the guard from Michigan State, who, man, you talk about a guy who can score. I dig him, but he is like 6'2", and I
like him. I draft him. I have no issues with his game.
I just don't know. Like, he can't really create for himself.
No.
He's a ball screen scorer.
Yeah,
but he
think
can
about
shoot.
where you're drafted. I mean, right here. That's about where he belongs.
Number 9, San Antonio Spurs. Jeremiah Fears.
I like him, man.
I just can't picture the Spurs taking a point guard.
You're right. That's a logjam, but I think you figure it out because that dude can go.
But the other thing is, and this is probably the least thing I like about him, because
they're not going to draft him. I just love the player.
I love the ball handling. I love the explosiveness. But the one thing that he's not great at is shooting.
Well, there's a couple things here.
I want, if the Spurs either need a non-guard or a guard who only shoots.
We also have to. So much of this draft pick goes to the administration behind the pick, and is Pop going to be coaching? Who's going to be wanting to do what? I will say this list is immediately discounted, and my son just texted me to tell you this list went wrong with the Sixers. They've already got McCain. They're not going to take another guard.
I can't picture that either.
So immediately discount that. So space those things further down. So who went right before?
Jace Richardson.
So Jace Richardson would be the guy that would be more appropriate as far as talent available. What would you think about that pick?
Again, I don't think the Spurs need guards.
I agree, and I don't think he'd be the guy. But with Fears, he's one of those guys I go, you know what? I'll take him and I'll figure it out, because there's an explosive quality to him that you don't see very often. I don't know of a guy that he reminds me of. He's so unique.
Okay. So the next pick is Portland at 10, Con Knuffel.
That'd be a Spur pick. I'd like to see Spurs draft him.
I think so, too. Mm-hmm. So what he does is shoot, and he's not a guard. He's better than I thought he was, certainly.
He's smart. He makes up for a lot of physicality. He's strong and smart. He's not quick, and he'll be a team defender. But offensively, he's got wisdom. He can just play the game.
The pro comps to him, and I think all of these, there's 3 of them, and they all kind of make some sense, and they're all kind of the kind of guy I could see the Spurs needing. Kevin Huerter, Sadiq Bey, Corey Kispert.
Wow, they're giving him. I didn't realize that they're giving him more quickness than Kispert I thought was NBA ready, and I think that's a good fit. I do. I didn't think he was as quick as Kispert, but certainly strong. I like the man. If he fell and he was sitting for the Spurs, I think they'd be crazy not to take him. And there's a Duke connection. We like Duke kids. So, and who doesn't?
I don't. I hate people from Duke.
Well, always. I mean, we in that the Spurs have had a history, and David's got that Duke shirt all the time, and that certainly helps in the draft room.
11, Miami takes Kasparas Giakoušionis, who we were talking about before the show. It's
a Miami pick too. Perfect for him.
He is. There's like anybody with his size who can move the way he does. It's like, I'm fascinated by it. He might get you fired. He might get you a bigger job.
He's got everything. He's just a couple years away. I mean, he's just a young kid. Goran Dragic. Everybody's going to say it over and over, but he is Goran Dragic as a young kid.
He almost had enough turnovers to get them beat in round 1. He did have enough turnovers to get them beat yesterday against Kentucky, a team that just doesn't force turnovers, and Giakoušionis just gave it to him anyway. It's very frustrating. Houston, Asa Newell from Georgia.
Now, can you see them going big again? But they got a bunch of those guys. Don't they already have him?
Yeah.
And that's another Spur pick. I would not be upset if Newell, and we were sitting at let's say the Spurs buy this pick, are sitting and they have an option for a shooter or a guy like Newell.
I'd be fine with either.
Yeah, I don't think you could make a mistake. I wouldn't be mad at either. But if we go by need, what would you say is the bigger need?
I would say a big, just because they've got so many guys in the backcourt. You've got so many guys that can play 1 through 3.
Exactly.
And you have like one real person who could play 4 or 5, and the one real person that could play 4 or 5 thinks he's a 3.
I agree.
It's the most insane thing.
And we know what the problem is. We need a big. It'll help things out. But my gosh, until we can start spacing the floor, until there is a safety outlet that's shooting at least 35%, they're always going to run into games where they just get beat because they can't score enough points.
And the comp to him is Brandon Clark. Oh,
Don't we wish?
I love Brandon Clark. I think he's one of the most underrated players in the NBA. 13 Dallas, Colin Murray Boyles, the South Carolina power forward, who's not big enough to be a real power forward, but he's
though.
Yeah. And then the Hawks with their own
here we
pick.
Go. What is it?
With their own pick, Liam McNeely, UConn
Your
small forward.
favorite college guard.
I don't like him. I'm out on him. I just think he's so unathletic. I think he's going to get roasted as an NBA defender. I think he is a one-way player who nice shooting, but I just don't see it. You like him more than I do, though.
Well, there's the legend of Liam that I've watched him grow up in the Dallas region for years. But he was the Big East Freshman of the Year. He played at Montverde. The guy has won everywhere he's gone. And keep in mind, he kind of meshed into a team. I think he's capable of doing a lot more than Hurley allowed him to do.
And then it's got 15. It's got Noah Esengwe, who's from France. I don't know anything about him. And then it's got the Spurs at 16 via the Hawks. And it says Carter Bryant, Arizona small forward, power forward.
I like him. Bryant's, but the thing about Bryant is we got a couple of guys like that.
But he can shoot a little. He's 35%
over the last month of the season, and especially over the weekend. See the weekend he had. He's that second to Caleb Love. And we have a connection with Arizona. We've had a couple of Sean Elliott being one, but he's a little soft for me. Just leave it at that.
I'll mention one more guy who I think is going to get some looks after watching that game yesterday, the Illinois-Kentucky game. Will Riley from Illinois is going to be a guy that people get fascinated with once they see, like, the guy is a playmaker. He can shoot. He can be in the mid range. He can finish. There's a lot of stuff to like about him, and I didn't realize it. He's like 6'9".
Yeah, he's bigger than.
And I was like, when I was watching that game yesterday, and I was getting so pissed at Illinois because I bet on Illinois, and I was getting pissed that Yakashonis just gave the ball away a million times. Will Riley was like the one guy that I was watching and going, this guy's got something.
He's got an NBA game.
This guy's a player.
He reminds me of a guy that the coach had prior walk-up. He's got every tool. He's just not hyper-athletic, but he can do everything right.
All right, let's hit our last break of the first hour. It is the Morning Huddle, 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
You know, the Institute for Functional Health made their name, at least Dr. Jacob Torres did, initially on our airwaves talking about weight loss. But you might not be aware that the Institute for Functional Health is a full-service medical facility, everything from soup to nuts, as Dr. Torres would say. Certainly weight loss and health and all the functionality that goes along with it is a primary part of their practice. But they're general practitioners. They have a great rehab facility on premises. They've got everything required to keep you healthy. And that's really Dr. Torres' end goal. I've never met anybody so avid about having you off medications for the right reasons. Now, if you need them, certainly, but there are certain things you can do to get off those medications, those monthly syndrome things that so many of us deal with because we're overweight, and that's what I want to talk to you about. If you're living a life a few pounds over a lot of pounds over your ideal weight, you're carrying a lot of extra tonnage that you might not even consider above and beyond just the weight on your ankles and your knees and your hips. I'm talking about carrying so much weight that you can't sleep at night, that you're dealing with sleep apnea, where the brain fog kicks in all day long and you're overdosing with caffeine and sugar just to keep yourself moving. It is the lifestyle that will lend to an early grave, I'm telling you. It's time to lose weight, whether a doctor has told you or you've just decided. There's no better first call than Dr. Torres, because he's been successful with people like you that have tried before and failed, that haven't had the motivation or the necessary tools to get themselves through the tough part of losing weight. And maybe you don't want to take pills and don't want to take shots and deal with nausea and all that kind of stuff. You want to do something that you can live with for the rest of your life. Call Dr. Torres today, because this will work. The number is 210-468-1891. I'm living proof. His website is iffhealth.com. Go there. It's a great resource. If it's time to lose weight, if you're sick and tired of being sick and tired, call Dr. Torres today. Change your life. And when you do, come on by and thank me later.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star is heading to Vegas, and you're coming with us. Join Jason and Joe from the Blitz at Circa Las Vegas for Mega March, March 27th through the 30th. Catch baseball's opening day and all the hoops action at the world's largest sports book. Then take the party to Stadium Swing with 6 pools and a massive 143-foot screen. Book now at CircaLasVegas.com with promo code BLITZ and join us at Circa Resort and Casino. Sports, sun, spirits, and a sure bet for an unforgettable time.
George gets justice. After being hit by an 18-wheeler, the experienced attorneys of George Salinas Injury Lawyers are San Antonio's choice for getting you the maximum compensation you deserve. With over 110 years of combined experience, they've recovered millions for their clients. 18-wheelers may be bigger than you on the road, but you can be bigger than them in the courtroom. George guarantees that you don't pay unless they win your case. Call 210-225-0909 today for a free consultation. George gets justice. GetGeorge.com.
Our daughter Jessie loves playing detective.
A clue.
But since we discovered she has sensitive skin, we've been playing detective too.
We thought the problem was our puppy.
But it was actually our old detergent.
Aha.
So we switched to Tide Free and Gentle. Tide Free and Gentle provides an excellent Tide clean, and it doesn't leave behind irritating residues like dyes or perfumes, so it's gentle on your skin.
Case closed.
If it's got to be clean, it's got to be Tide Free and Gentle.
Who's cutting down the nets this year? Get in on all the tournament action at ESPN Bet Sportsbook. Go from tracking the latest upsets to placing bets in just a few taps. Right now, new customers can get $100 in bonus bets when you make your first $10 wager. Download the ESPN Bet Sportsbook app and sign up with promo code USL to get started today. Must be 21 or older. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Terms and conditions apply. See app for details. Offer not available in New York.
It's time for the herd you love. It's time for professional spring football. The San Antonio Brahmas are back, bringing you more of the action, the celebration, and the unforgettable moments you love. Join us for our home opener Sunday, April 27th at 2 when the Brahmas bring the Fiesta to the gridiron with our Viva Fiesta, Viva Brahmas themed game. Bring the energy to the Alamo Dome as your San Antonio Brahmas take on the Houston Roughnecks. Tickets on sale now at UFLBrahmas.com. That's UFLBrahmas.com. Our town, our team, our herd.
If you're 55 and up, T-Mobile has plans built just for you. 2 lines of unlimited for just $30 a line. That's a 45% savings compared to Verizon and AT&T. But don't just take our word for it.
It's not just the savings that are great with our T-Mobile plan. There's all this value from all these other things that T-Mobile offers.
T-Mobile has been such a savings for us.
We love it. Switch today and get 2 free 5G phones like the Motorola Edge with Turbo Power charging that gives you power for the day in just 15 minutes. And customers 55 and up can get 2 lines of talk, text, and data for only $30 a line. Go to T-Mobile.com/choice55 to learn more. With AutoPay plus taxes and fees, plus $5 per line without AutoPay. Debit or bank account required. 45% off 2 lines versus AT&T Starter and Verizon Welcome. Plan benefits vary. Motorola Edge on us with 24 monthly bill credits and new line for well-qualified customers, plus tax and $35 per line connection charge. See details at T-Mobile.com. Motorola Edge requires 68-watt charger. Charger sold separately. Actual performance will vary based on usage and configuration.
Springtime is here and baseball season is finally underway. Don't miss your chance to add your favorite players from the diamond to your Prize Picks lineup. Whether it's strikeouts, RBIs, first inning runs, you can take your pick of more or less for your shot of 1,000 times your money cash today. I'll say it again. That's today, because on Prize Picks, you can match your player projections from different sports. Combine your favorite baseball players with your favorite basketball players. Maybe it's hockey. Maybe it's esports. Maybe it's something else. That's why you download Prize Picks. And what you do with Prize Picks is you win $50 instantly. Go download the app today and use the code ALAMO. That's ALAMO to get $50 instantly after you play your first $5 lineup. I'll say it again. Download the app right now. Use the code ALAMO. That's $50 instantly. Just play your lineup. Prize Picks. Hey, go run your game. I love Prize Picks because I'm not alone. There's millions of us playing, and you can win. It's easy. More or less. You better go run your game now.
Let's go!
Hi, it's Jason Minix.
It's
You're
the Morning
listening
Huddle
to the home of the
with AJ
Cowboys,
Hoffman and Rob
94.1
Thompson
San Antonio
on
Sports Star.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Brian says Fox shouldn't be a Spur. That's weird. I respectfully disagree. He is he showed up and was instantly the second best player on the team. And well, actually, you know what? When he showed up, he is the best player on the team. Now, he won't be in a year or two. Wemby will surpass him. But De'Aaron Fox is the best player on the Spurs right now. No, I don't know. Maybe I'm a sucker, but yeah, I'm in on De'Aaron Fox. All right, we've got what am I supposed to be out of here, Ed? When you don't put it up on the board, I've got to know.
I was just going to play the music.
We were out.
Oh no,
I'm sorry.
I'm going to play the music soon.
Suggesting our
okay. All right. Well, you don't want to give me an idea of when that music's coming so I can plan accordingly?
About 30, 40 seconds.
How much?
30 or 40 seconds, he said.
Or 40. It's a hard branch. We really don't know. It's
It's
like a fuse we've lit. We just don't know when it's going to blow. We're going to have to go MacGyver on this.
Rob and I were having a discussion off the air that I want to bring to the air, and I want to see if the people agree with me about.
Oh, you're wrong again. Just go ahead and admit defeat.
I don't think I am. I really don't think I am, but we'll find out because I want to know what people are thinking of lady basketball these days. And you know what? In fact, it's good that Edwin's here today because we can ask Edwin what he thinks about lady basketball as well.
I don't know why you want to pick on lady basketball.
I don't want to pick on him.
Yeah, you do.
No, I just want.
Admit it.
I want to get down to the truth
it's
of things.
Low-hanging fruit.
Truth
this is
of
easy.
the matter. Let's get to the truth. It's the Morning Huddle on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Bully.
This is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, KTFM Floresville.
10-yard line, touchdown Vegas, what a wild finish!
Your home for the NFL.
It's spring, which means it's the best time to shop for all the new looks you love at Macy's. Like bold floral midi dresses, light and airy linen suits for any occasion. Updates like must-have denim handbags that bring the whole look together, and so much more. So come into Macy's today and find a few of your favorites for spring, or maybe even more than a few.
San Antonio, are you ready? The 2025 NCAA Men's Final Four is coming to the Alamo City. The NCAA Men's Final Four Fan Fest, presented by Capital One, brings fun for all ages. Fan Fest is a sports wonderland of interactive games with celebrity and athlete appearances, giveaways, and much more. Come ready to play April 4th through the 7th at the Henry B. Gonzalez Convention Center. The event is free for kids 12 and under, Capital One card holders, military personnel, and 2025 Final Four ticket holders. Visit ncaa.com/men's Final Four.
This report is sponsored by the Texas Department of Transportation. Traffic laws help keep everyone safe, including pedestrians. Cross the street only at intersections and crosswalks. Wait for the walk signal and look left, right, left before crossing. Be safe. Walk smart. A message from TxDOT.
Being arrested isn't just a setback. It's a nightmare that can destroy your life and reputation. At Barton & Associates, we're here to make sure your one bad night doesn't turn into a lifetime of regret. Contact Barton & Associates today at TexasArrest.com. That's TexasArrest.com.
Hey, San Antonio. Multiple tours overseas, years of protecting the country. It all adds up at University of Maryland Global Campus. Earn up to 90 credits for prior learning, military experience, and training toward our low-cost degree and certificate programs. We call that credit where credit is due. For over 75 years, our dedicated success coaches have been helping service members achieve their goals. Get started with local support and online and hybrid courses right here in San Antonio. Visit UMGC at San Antonio or umgc.edu/SATX.
Hunger striking, snack time calling, it's crunch time. Southern Recipe Small Batch Pork Rinds brings you the boldest protein-packed crunch you can't resist with mouth-watering flavors like hot honey, sweet barbecue, and sea salt and cracked black pepper. Why settle for chips when you can level up your snacking game? Plus, they're low-carb, high-protein, and made for adventurous appetites. Score big flavor today. Grab Southern Recipe Small Batch Pork Rinds at H-E-B. Imagine finding your dream home and moving in right away. No waiting to sell your old place first. Sounds perfect, right? That's exactly what Orchard's Move First, Sell Later program lets you do. Buy your new home now and sell the old one later. Jason Minix here from the Blitz. That's exactly what I did. Here's how it works. Orchard gives you cash so you can buy and move into your new home first on your timeline. No waiting, no showings, no double moves. Then the Orchard experts take it from there. They handle repairs on your old home and make price-boosting upgrades. Once they're done, a local Orchard agent lists and sells your home for top dollar. Orchard's Move First program gives you the freedom to buy and move into your new home first and sell your old home later. Buy before you sell and get top dollar for your home with Orchard. Ready to find out how much your home is worth? Visit Orchard.com to get your free home evaluation. That's Orchard.com.
If you're 55 and up, T-Mobile has plans built just for you. 2 lines of unlimited for just $30 a line. That's a 45% savings compared to Verizon and AT&T. But don't just take our word for it.
It's not just the savings that are great with our T-Mobile plan. There's all this value from all these other things that T-Mobile offers.
T-Mobile has been such a savings for us.
We love it.
Switch today and get 2 free 5G phones like the Motorola Edge with turbo power charging that gives you power for the day in just 15 minutes. And customers 55 and up can get 2 lines of talk, text, and data for only $30 a line. Go to T-Mobile.com/choice55 to learn more. With AutoPay plus taxes and fees, plus $5 per line without AutoPay. Debit or bank account required. 45% off 2 lines versus AT&T Starter and Verizon Welcome. Plan benefits vary. Motorola Edge on us with 24 monthly bill credits and new line for well-qualified customers, plus tax and $35 per line connection charge. See details at T-Mobile.com. Motorola Edge requires 68-watt charger. Charger sold separately. Actual performance will vary based on usage and configuration.
Our daughter Jessie loves playing detective.
A clue.
But since we discovered she has sensitive skin, we've been playing detective too.
We thought the problem was our puppy.
But it was actually our old detergent.
Aha.
So we switched to Tide Free and Gentle. Tide Free and Gentle provides an excellent Tide clean, and it doesn't leave behind irritating residues like dyes or perfumes, so it's gentle on your skin.
Case closed.
If it's got to be clean, it's got to be Tide Free and Gentle.
You've decided to divorce. I'm attorney Steve Benke. If you're worried about getting the bills paid, childcare, and your divorce, we'll help make it simple, painless, and affordable.
Your future matters. Call the law office of Steve Benke.
Call 210-DIVORCE or go to BenkeLaw.com.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star Traffic from News Talk 550 KTSA.
Good morning and heads up in the downtown area. We do have an accident on 35. It's on the upper level, northbound, just past Maine. Only the right lane getting by. It has you stop and go from I-10. If you need an alternate ride, you can stay on the lower level. We've got 2 left lanes blocked. 281 northbound, before you get to Hildebrand, that stall's been moved off of Main Lane, now off to the shoulder. Starting to fill in a little bit, Highway 90 eastbound 211 on over to Loop 410. And we did clear that trouble spot at 1604 westbound Boulevardy Road. I'm Debbie Alcacer, KTSA, Time Saver Traffic.
San Antonio Sports Center.
The San Antonio Spurs have now won 3 straight, taking down the Toronto Raptors yesterday afternoon, 123-89. Everybody who signed up to play got in and scored in the effort. They were led by Julian Champagne's 20 points and Devin Vassell's 25. Texas has a brand new head coach. Reports are Sean Miller, formerly of Xavier, most recently beating Coach Terry and the Longhorns, appears to be the new head coach. I'm Rob Thompson for 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Sports Center brought to you by Synergenics Testosterone and Weight Loss. Synergenicshealth.com.
From the studios of San Antonio Sports Star, reaching more sports fans than any station in South Texas. Welcome to the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson. This is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Hour number 2 of the Morning Huddle, 94.1. It's a Mellow Mushroom Monday. We're going to give away some Mellow Mushroom gift card later on in the show.
I'm moist.
Yeah, it's hot in here, man. It sucks. This is garbage.
Hey, we work under pressure.
All right. Lady basketball is being ESPN is pushing it hard. Here's
all they got.
And they paid for it.
Yeah, would you watch an NIT game?
I haven't.
Okay, so that's carry on. I just was curious.
I'm not like
because the NIT right now to me is maybe the equal of the women's tournament as far as interest. Maybe.
I mean,
I don't care about either. Is what I'm getting at.
Yeah, that's where
I'm at. I don't care. It's not like one over the other. I don't care about either one.
Like I would maybe watch an NIT game if there was a team that had a player that I thought was like worth watching.
Okay, what about a women's game if there was a player worth?
I don't care about the WNBA, so I'm never going to like care. Like I'm not going to follow a player.
Well, I think our discussion comes down to why if we know, and I'm not going to say lesser, but that's implied. If we know what the product is, why would you choose to go head to head? Why would ESPN, after this massive investment, why wouldn't you either start a week earlier or start a week later?
It is a huge mistake. And it's almost like, the NBA does it sometimes too. Like the NBA, every once in a while, they put games up when I'm like, they do realize that the NFL is, you're like stepping on their toe, and you're never going to win that.
Never. Now, if you do it strategically, like right now, I think the NBA knows nobody's watching us, so everybody rest. Everybody take 5. You got some bench players you want to play. Just make sure you're playing your guys at home and or on the road and do whatever. But we're not really paying attention to the NBA right now because there's only one focus. It is men's college basketball. That's it.
Okay. But here's my thought. I remember this time last year, there was massive interest in lady basketball. Like there was.
Well, you put it right. There was massive interest in Caitlin Clark, and in that vacuum, it drew LSU and South Carolina into the drama because LSU and South Carolina are still here and still just as good, but I care less. And the minus is Caitlin.
Which, I don't like to pat myself on the back often, but I kind of told you.
Well, what else did people think?
People thought lady basketball, people care about it now. It's a thing.
They didn't. Everybody, I think a couple of networks convinced some sponsors that it was going to work. But basketball fans knew this is only going to be anything of any interest if I'm not girl dad. And that's one thing.
Mm-hmm.
And I do think that there is room for sponsorship to grow. I do think that inside the realm of women's sports, there is room to grow. Not this way, though. Not head to head.
No.
I mean, what are you? I just don't get it. I understand why the NIT has to happen right now. But even the NIT should go, you know what? Maybe if we took a week off, maybe if we just had a final some other time, the basketball desire would roll into this. And maybe if we saw a Final Four and had a compelling men's Final Four, the next week when the women were headed toward their Final Four or the following week after we, debriefed a bit, we might be in on it. But the games were on yesterday. I can't imagine what the viewership was like.
That's the thing. Like, I don't – and I get that's why ESPN is pushing it because they last year they saw what worked and they said, man, we got to pay for this. And now they're going – wait, what did we pay for? And they're probably looking at their overnights and going, hey, push more of this because nobody's watching our basketball games. And I'm telling you now, we're back to square one. No one cares about lady basketball. Edwin, have you been watching any of this lady basketball tournament?
Briefly, but there's been a lot of blowouts.
Okay.
That's the other issue.
There's been some, UConn won by 70.
Yeah,
and
the
South
have and have
Texas
nots.
won by
30.
60.
Yeah, the gap between the goods and the not goods is even wider than it is in the men's game.
So the sad thing is we're going to have some compelling storylines. It's a relative thing, but we're going to have very good teams playing each other on nights when no one's going to tune in.
Yeah, that's what's going to happen. And they're like the fact that they're putting – and I guess they're like a day off because they are playing some games today.
Well, that does you no good. Noon on Monday. Does you no good.
Texas plays at 1 p.m.
At
today.
1 o'clock on Monday. This isn't a holiday.
They start at 11, and they've got games at 11, 1, 3, and 5 on a Monday.
Keeping in mind, most of us have been binging on basketball for some 86 hours. And now you're telling me, more Monday morning? I took Thursday and Friday off. I don't get Monday.
So can we admit, are we willing to admit that last year was a fugazi?
Well, there is relative success. And if ESPN, again, in our business, we quantify success by is the bill paid? And if ESPN sold the sponsorships, they can go sit down with a clear conscience. I don't care who's watching. The commercials were sold.
Yeah.
And I do think, again, inside that market, there's still room for growth, but they haven't availed themselves to the people that they need to grow with. Girl dads that have brackets. I got brackets to win. My buddies are playing.
Oh, President Obama filled out a lady bracket. He felt he's such a sucker. Like he had to play up to it.
His wife tells you to do it. You do it too. You do it too.
And he's got no idea who's going to win. He doesn't know.
But didn't his brother coach? Oh, his brother-in-law coached at Princeton. That's right.
But I'm seeing now, like, and by the way, this should be a massive red flag to the WNBA, who there are going to be people now.
Well, they got Caitlin,
but not forever.
Well, I mean, they got 5 years to grow it, but they got Caitlin at the least. Now, the point you need to make, and they need to hear, is a work stoppage is death. You disappear off the map, you ain't coming back. You start further back than where you were.
I'll forget about Caitlin Clark so fast if y'all don't show up and play, because
you can only sit next to Taylor at a Kansas City Chief game so many times. You're going to be in that big three with Ice Cube before you know it.
Yeah. Frank says the women's tournament Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday.
Yeah, Saturday, Sunday is what our point. Saturday, Sunday. When everybody in the world had brackets and were tuning in from dawn to dusk, you guys decided to play?
No one was watching.
I don't get it.
But I don't know. I don't know, when do you play? Like
a week off. Start a week earlier. Start a week later.
Yeah.
But separate your greats. By the time we get to the Elite Eight, you should be playing by yourself.
When is the women's Final Four happening?
By the numbers, it appears the week after.
It's the same weekend, but it's on the Friday, Sunday.
It's every other day.
Friday, Sunday?
Yeah.
So it'll finish the day before.
Yeah.
Their championship game will be Sunday while we're getting ready for Monday.
Okay. Yeah.
And the Final Four is Friday night.
No, we're going to be watching NBA because the playoffs are going to be.
Who's going to win, Edwin? Who's winning the Lady Basketball Championship?
I don't know. UConn.
That's a lazy answer.
No, South Carolina's the lazy
UConn's
answer.
finally healthy. They got 3 WNBA players on that team.
The talent level's better at the women's college level, but
Rob, stop it.
They do.
Of course they do. They do every year.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
They're the only ones that do.
Well, I mean, I watched Paige Buchers finally go off the other day, so at least the highlights.
What about what's that gal's name at USC?
Juju.
What's her last name? Juju what?
Watkins.
Yeah.
Okay.
The one with Jaden Daniels.
Oh, that's his gal?
Oh, they are together, but you didn't see it?
No.
But their mom was in between. Jaden Daniels' mom was in between.
It was like a chaperone.
Yeah. You have to see it.
I don't want to see it. I don't care to see
Power couple, man.
Oh, yes. It must be. It must be.
The talent level in the women's game's better, but there's still a big gap between like the top teams and like the mid-tier teams. That's why you're seeing still a bunch of blowouts.
Who's the biggest star in lady basketball now in college?
Juju, the USC girl.
Easily.
She has celebrities going to her games.
Well, she can play. She's got game. It's not like she can't play.
Is she as big? Is she as good as Caitlin?
She might be. She just isn't white.
Well, I hate to admit it, but that's part of the and I said that at the time. Why is Caitlin Clark famous?
Well, Caitlin can play. I'm not taking anything away from her.
Of course she can.
Juju might be as good.
But like I said, when Caitlin got to the WNBA, she was like the 10th or 12th best player.
Well, like any rookie. I mean, but she grew into it.
But we treated her like she was the best player because...
As we do in the NBA, too.
And I've said all along, there are... I would say the vast majority of Caitlin Clark supporters are not basketball watchers. They are not lady basketball watchers. They don't care. They just saw a white girl thriving in a... historically non-white sport, and they said,
I heard this argument with Larry Bird, too.
No doubt.
I mean, this was the same thing, and the league needs this. The league needed Larry Bird, the Great White Hope. It needed it. Good, bad, or indifferent, it needed it. And they're taking the proper steps, but everything, we've had this discussion before, everything that Kaylin's going through happened 40 years ago. I watched it happen with Bird to the point where even Isaiah Thomas, if he was a black dude, we wouldn't even be talking about him. Kind of stuff. So this has all gone down before, and it elevated the league. Good, bad, or indifferent, we paid more attention to it for it.
And B. Hannon, yes, of course I filled out a women's bracket. Of course I did, because that's the only it's the right thing to do. Oh, come on, Rom, that's disrespectful.
Well, I'm disrespectful.
Ren says that I don't have any respect for the game because I call it lady basketball.
That is, that's one of those pronoun arguments, but I do think it is deferential, and I have to stop saying that as well.
Lady basketball?
Yeah.
You think that's a rude thing to say?
Women's basketball.
Okay. Well, what do you say when it's when they're in high school?
I don't say gentlemen's basketball.
When they're in high school, what do you say?
Boys and girls.
You don't say boys. You say high school basketball.
Well, I mean, in the differential, when you say high school boys,
I don't know.
When they're both playing, you go high school boy at 6 and high school girl at 8, or high school girl at 6 and
first
boy
of all,
at 8.
I don't say lady basketball to be disrespectful. I say lady basketball because ladies, it's like it covers the gamut of any females. It's like
it's kind of like gentlemen. You don't call me sir. I work for a living, kind of thing. Lady, it's women.
Okay. How many of these women's basketball teams had, when you were at Texas Tech, what did the Texas Tech women's jerseys say?
Raiders.
Lady Raiders. That's exactly what they said. Ladies.
It did say Lady Raider. That's
suddenly like ladies is a bad word.
No,
That's
I'm not
stupid.
saying it's pejorative. I'm just saying as a industry standard, it's one of those things. Kind of like they would prefer, and it's always been that way. Well, not always, evidently, for 40 years. But I have a tendency to say lady coaches. I said it the other day, and as soon as I said it, I thought, that sounds pejorative. I don't like the way that sounds. They're a women's basketball coach.
Well, at Wimbledon, they call them ladies.
And again, to me, it just sounds a little pejorative.
I don't think it does. Ladies is that's a nice term.
Do we say gentlemen's basketball? No.
No, but ladies and gentlemen don't have to mean the same thing. Men and ladies can also mean the same thing.
Again, nuanced terms.
Gals and fellas. I don't know.
And that's I think what you get to gal and fella,
when I say the gals
so
are playing,
informal, it doesn't matter. I think gals and guys. I think it's a little bit.
When I say the gals are playing, I'm trying to be pejorative.
Yeah,
I'm doing that on
it's
purpose.
a little pejorative. It is a little bit, but if
ladies
you say
is like a
guys,
nice way to say it. I don't know.
It just seems a little bit like deferential.
It's
they're ladies. They're not going to go sweat.
They've
ladies.
always been ladies. Like that's lady basketball. Like when I was in high school, our girls basketball team said Lady Bearcats. Like that's
times have changed.
All right.
You know, sadly, I don't know how else to go for it.
I'm old school, man.
It's amazing that we're suddenly old school.
I'm old school, baby. I'm old school.
I can change a flat.
What?
I remember when that over there was.
Can
just
you change
field.
a flat?
Yes, I'm going to find out today. And I remember right by my house.
Why are you driving that different car today then?
Yeah, no kidding. I can change a flat, just not in the dark.
Yeah, Rob got a flat tire, so he's in a rental car today.
I called AAA.
Can you bring me out a loaner? I got a flat tire here, man.
Take this vehicle away and bring me a new one.
Get this out of here until we get it fixed.
Bring me a new one with 4 functioning tires, please.
All right, we'll be right back. It's the Morning Huddle 94.1.
The Blitz is going to Vegas. Come along for an unforgettable Mega March weekend at Circa Las Vegas, March 27th through the 30th for opening day and the second weekend of the tournament. Thursday, March 27th, celebrate the start of the baseball season and watch all the games at the world's largest sportsbook, plus the ultimate March Hoops experience. Take in the action in the 6 pools and the 143-foot screen at Stadium Swim. Book now and use promo code BLITZ at circalasvegas.com and join Jason and Joe at Circa Resort and Casino.
Don't let pain hold you back from living your best life. I'm Dr. Jason Garrett with Arasti. At Arasti, we're dedicated to providing fast, effective relief from pain. Whether you've been dealing with a chronic discomfort for years or have recently suffered an injury, our goal is to help you recover quickly. Our treatment is all natural, non-invasive, and covered by most insurance plans. With convenient locations nearby, relief is just a call away. Visit Arasti.com. That's AIRROSTI.com. Arasti, we fix pain fast.
If you're 55 and up, T-Mobile has plans built just for you. 2 lines of unlimited for just $30 a line. That's a 45% savings compared to Verizon and AT&T. But don't just take our word for it.
It's not just the savings that are great with our T-Mobile plan. There's all this value from all these other things that T-Mobile offers.
T-Mobile has been such a savings for us.
We love it.
Switch today and get 2 free 5G phones like the Motorola Edge with turbo power charging that gives you power for the day in just 15 minutes. And customers 55 and up can get 2 lines of talk, text, and data for only $30 a line. Go to T-Mobile.com/choice55 to learn more. With AutoPay plus taxes and fees, plus $5 per line without AutoPay. Debit or bank account required. 45% off 2 lines versus AT&T Starter and Verizon Welcome. Plan benefits vary. Motorola Edge on us with 24 monthly bill credits and new line for well-qualified customers, plus tax and $35 per line connection charge. See details at T-Mobile.com. Motorola Edge requires 68-watt charger. Charger sold separately. Actual performance will vary based on usage and configuration.
The moment you find out you're pregnant can be very exciting. Knowing what to do and how to get started can also be overwhelming. Healthy Start is here to help you know what to expect. You should see your doctor in the first trimester to reduce the risk of a premature birth and for a healthy pregnancy. Healthy Start is a free program that offers support and resources while you're pregnant and for your baby's first 2 years of life. For more information, call us at 210-207-4725. Get the help you need to give your baby a healthy start.
The following is a dramatization.
Davis Law Firm, how can I help?
Hola, mi esposo se lastimó en un accidente ayer. ¿Me puede ayudar?
Claro que sí. Estamos aquí para servirle.
I'm Jeff Davis. At Davis Law Firm, we're here for you 24/7. Our team of Texas attorneys has been helping people injured in car, truck, or 18-wheeler wrecks for more than 25 years. And there's no fee unless we win. Y hablamos español. If you've been hurt, call us at 444-4444.
Davis Law Firm, San Antonio.
The Easter Bunny? He's lost his dazzle. His tail? Flatter than a pancake.
Yeah, no more poof, see?
And those eggs? They're supposed to be spiffy, colorful, full of magic, but the trap, streaky, like they've been kissed by dust bunnies.
And when the cabbage we're shelling out for eggs, they ought to be the cat's pajamas. But nope, everything's on the fritz, and we know why.
Hard water.
Nasty buildup, filmy gunk. It's giving the whole shebang the heebie-jeebies.
It needs a Connecticut. Their line electric, high-efficiency water softness make water the bee's knees. Your skin, smoother than a gangster's alibi. And eggs?
Gleaming like gold in a G-Man's pocket.
For a limited time, get a free reverse osmosis drinking station, $400 off for trade-in, and 0% interest for 12 months. Call Connecticut of San Antonio and the Hill Country, 210-656-PURE. That's 210-656-PURE.
It's a limited time, so hop to it, see?
License number 38961.
Welcome to TGL presented by SoFi, golf's newest league. It's sharp and it's electric. 2 hours of hammer dropping, overtime forcing playoffs on the line golf with 24 of the best players from the PGA Tour. The best of 3 final series is here. New York Golf Club versus Atlanta Drive, Match 1. Monday, March 24th at 9 p.m. Eastern on ESPN2 and ESPN Plus. Match 2 and 3, Tuesday, March 25th at 7 p.m. Eastern and 9 p.m. Eastern on ESPN and ESPN Plus. Tune in Monday and Tuesday to catch all the TGL playoff action. Keep up, it's golf.
Hey, listen up, San Antonio. Many of the successes you've had began with a great opportunity. Now, here's another one. Get started on your degree or certificate in San Antonio. Choose from more than 135 degree and certificate programs, faster onboarding, and more from University of Maryland Global Campus. Get personalized local support services and take online or hybrid courses right here in San Antonio. Visit UMGC at San Antonio or umgc.edu/SATX.
If you missed the Blitz with Jason and Joe, then you missed this.
Cowboys, according to James Slater, the NFL Network, not in the mix right now for Wham. Wow. The Whams have released Cooper Kupp. That's what I was trying to say. Thank you, and tip your waitress. That Wasco Wabbit. I can't believe I just went full Elmer Fudd there on that Sports Center. The Whams.
The Whams, huh?
Right home with the Blitz. Afternoons 2 to 6 on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star. You're locked on the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
It's showtime!
I was like, good gracious.
I'm feeling it.
Ass was bodacious.
This was double entendre.
Ren, yes, it's called the WNBA. Let me pose this to you. If I said I'm out on a date with my wife, who's a lady and a woman, because it's the same freaking thing, And I said,
That's no lady, that's my wife.
And I said, I'm going to go to the men's room. I would excuse myself, and I'd go use the facilities. Do you think my wife has ever in her years said, I'm going to go to the women's room? No, there is no women's room. There's the ladies' room. Even though there's a W on the door, it's the ladies' room. It's not.
AJ,
ladies is not a bad word.
You are making valid points.
I'm not
you
calling it
are a
like
salmon swimming upstream. Yes, this has been adjudicated, and
you
the
act like
decision
I'm calling
has been
it the Broads Basketball League or something. No, ladies is not a bad word. We got to stop this. It's crazy talk.
You can swim on upstream. There's a bear waiting on you.
All right. Well, I'm
Good
just
luck.
telling you.
Good luck.
Ladies is a nice word.
I don't think anybody would argue that.
No. Let's say, I mean, who
But
gets
that
offended
angry
by
bear's no lady.
Who gets offended by ladies? Ren, stop it.
There are a few with that chromosome that get offended by that, but
Well,
they're living a different lifestyle.
All right.
Good haircuts, though.
But by the way, it doesn't change the fact that no one cares about women's basketball or lady basketball anymore. It's over. It's over. Especially college lady basketball, women's basketball is over without Caitlin Clark.
I'll say this. Be very careful. WNBA women, the work stoppage means death. Don't do this. Don't. For the love of God, for your own safety. Because it's one of those things, if a tree falls in the forest and no one's there to hear it, did it actually make a sound?
Yeah. I mean, I don't think you could put it better. It's dead if they do that. All right. We talked last week about Rodney Terry probably being done for. Rodney Terry is now done for. It appears that the Texas Longhorns are going to hire Sean Miller from Xavier, the team that knocked them out.
Texas never had a coach like this. Never.
This was, from what I understand, this was Chris Del Conte's original choice after they moved on from Chris Beard.
When he got kind of out-positioned for Terry.
Yeah, and then Rodney Terry took that team to the Elite Eight, and people were like, what are you going to do, fire?
Yeah.
What are you going to do, fire the black man after he gets you to the Elite Eight?
Nothing to do with it. Don't go there. That he earned it, and most people agreed.
But if they had fired him, what would people have said?
It would have been Sean Miller's job.
They would have said, you fired the black man that got you to the Elite Eight? That's what they would have. Oh, come on,
Rob.
Rob. You know they would have said that.
And maybe a few in Austin, but basketball guys wouldn't have thought that.
But so Sean Miller would have been the choice then. He's the choice now.
He's a dominant coach, AJ. This is it's a different kind of coach. We can go all the way back to Abe Lemons. Abe, way back when, moderately successful, knew he had a basketball court on the 40 acres. Tommy Pender shows up and tried to change things, brought an attitude. He got beaten down. Didn't last.
No.
Sean Miller when he coached at Arizona, he coached the biggest thing on campus. When he went to Xavier, that's the biggest thing on campus. Both times. He's used to being the alpha dog. That's a good hire. Del Conte knows what he's doing. I'm not saying it's a bad hire. I'm just saying that Texas has never had a basketball coach that's going to demand the spotlight. That might not be a bad thing, but he's walking into something he might not be ready for.
Yeah, this is it's a big play.
He's a hell of a coach.
He is a very good coach. The question is, though, like, can he...
Oh, he can coach 5 stars.
But can he get to the next level? Because as long as he's been around, and he's had some tournament success, but I want to say he's never made it past an Elite Eight. And
that's about as far as he went with Arizona.
And that's what people are going to start saying is, when are we going to get past the Elite Eight? Yeah, he had 1, 2, 3. Now that's an impressive number. He had 3 Elite Eight finishes in 5 years at Arizona.
Yeah.
And I'm sure people were like, well, what the hell? When are you going to do the next thing? He had an Elite Eight at Xavier.
He'd still be at Arizona right
if
now.
If it weren't for the
NIL issues.
Yeah.
The money that he had to get for Big Center now at Portland. That's really what brought him down. He would be there and be successful. Just like Will Wade, times have changed.
Yeah.
And things that you got in trouble for are now perfectly legal, and you were good at it back then, so why shouldn't you be now? With the kind of the available funds and the atmosphere in Austin, It was a phenomenal hire. And I think the best thing that could happen for the athletic department as a whole at Texas is to have a coach that demands a little bit of spotlight. I mean, that Moody Center is beautiful. Y'all invested in all this. You should allow me the wherewithal to kind of share more spotlight with the Texas football team in the off seasons.
Now, this is a hire that Texas wouldn't have made 10, 12 years ago.
No.
A guy who had been had a federal investigation happen. But, again, like you said, times have changed now where what he was doing at Arizona with DeAndre Ayton would now be looked at as, that's just business.
Not perfectly.
That's how it's supposed to be.
Yeah, it's expected, not just legal. You better be doing this.
Yeah, this is how you do business now in college athletics. So
he makes pros, he coaches hard, and he coaches stars. He puts guys in the NBA who got to Arizona to go pro. Now, Xavier's a little bit different thing. I mean, you're not going to get a lot of pros. You can turn guys into pros, but you're not going to get guys that are destined for the league like you will at Texas. But he's proven that he can coach those guys.
Yeah. The guys at Xavier are one step away from it. It's like the next step down of guys, but he's coached well enough to get them to compete and knock off teams full of 5 stars. He just did it against Texas.
Yeah, he can do it. It's just he's coming into an environment where he's not going to be the alpha, and it's going to be new for both Del Conte, and it's going to be new for Sark. It's going to be, I don't remember baseball coach's name. It's going to be new for him too, because they're all going to – there's only one pie, and there's slices that go around, and there's going to be some demands that the basketball program that, might have been given before to Shaka because he was here that might have kind of dried up with Coach Terry that there's going to be more money required.
Yeah. And I listen, I mean, Texas, it's not like they're running out of money.
No, this is a good thing. This is just it just shows the kind of thing that the idea that Del Conte has. It's not about football first, where if Mac Brown was here, I guarantee you there would not have been a Sean Miller hire.
No?
Mac Brown wouldn't let that guy on campus. No, Rick Barnes? Yeah, he's a nice guy. He understands his place in the world. We'll make some Sweet 16s. We'll have some good time. I'll put pros in the league. I'll recruit those guys.
Did Rick and Mac show up the same year?
Yeah, they
were right around the same time.
They coexisted perfectly well because Rick Barnes knew exactly his place in the world. And Sean Miller is going to get here going, when I was at Arizona, I was the alpha dog. I was the show pony. You put me out in front, not football. I know what it's like and what is required to do that, and that's what I expect here. That's not the case at Texas.
Well, I think Sean Miller probably understands that.
Oh, I understand. No, but Del Conte wants him to do that.
Yeah.
Go push the envelope, man. Don't just take what's left.
But Sean Miller also understood that the football team at Arizona was a laughing stock, and that's not going to be the case. Well, Texas hopes it's not the case. But yeah, I think that Texas was in a position. Congratulations to Texas Tech. Red Raider fan.
The best thing that could have happened to Tech might be the fact that they just kept playing.
Yes.
And Del Conte had to get a coach.
Yeah, if Texas Tech had gotten knocked out early, you might have been in trouble.
Be on a bus right now.
Might have been in trouble. But it worked out perfectly. Xavier got knocked out right after they beat Texas, and Texas Tech's still playing.
I think McCaslin's played himself into a nice bonus.
I think so too. I think so too. Whoever that oil guy is up in on the Llano Estacado is going to write him a sweet little check at the end of this run.
Deservedly so too.
But yeah, I think this is great for Texas. This was, and again, Rodney Terry, like you've been around him more than I have.
I don't claim to know him, but I've been in his circles. And I think I saw somebody post, man, it'd be great if we could keep him around to recruit. It would be. It would be great if you could keep Coach Terry around, but it's time for him to move on.
Yeah, if he wants to be a head coach.
Yeah, and
he should want to be a head coach. And he's good enough to be a head coach at some place that's not Texas.
Absolutely. Go.
Come coach UTSA. Dude, come coach Texas State. You want to be? I mean, awesome.
There's places in the state that he could. UTEP might be a bridge that's burnt, but this won't be the last time you see Coach.
I agree, but it's just like you say. The Peter principle, you call it. You at some point you find out, this job's too big for me, and that job's too big for him. And there's no knock on that. That's just.
And I'm starting, as we say goodbye to him, we can look 100 miles to the east and wonder about College Station if the job might be. I'm not mad at Coach. I'm not mad at Williams. But we're reaching a point where we're going to have to do something a little bit further.
I mean,
I know your place, and there is that. I mean, don't expect greatness, but this is another team, and we know what buzz is.
Yeah.
And we've had 4 years of it, and the teams don't vary much.
No.
And sometimes the formula might it might be the chef. It's just you cook different than what is required, not mad at you.
I think the biggest problem with if you have Buzz Williams as your coach, and I personally think Buzz Williams is a great, great coach. The problem is if you're not reaching top-level success with Buzz, it's easy to get frustrated because the product itself is not fun to watch.
Yes, that's what I'm getting at. I'm not mad at you.
Either be great or be entertaining.
And you're not entertaining.
He is not entertaining.
Right.
The style of basketball A&M plays makes you want to gouge your eyeballs out.
And that's the kind of basketball that, Buzz is, about. He's an iceberg. Only thing that we see about Buzz Williams is the coaching on Tuesdays and Saturdays. But what he is to this program and the development of men and what he has meant to the university far outweighs, in the grand scheme of things, his record in the tournament, because he's been successful. We've been a good basketball team since he's been here. But what I'm getting at is we're coming to a point in the SEC where you're either running with the big dogs or you're eating scraps. And right now, we've been just good enough to be in the conversation. Now it's time to keep some talent and get some talent on the floor. I'm not saying win things, but win a game or two in the conference, in the tournament. Just get a little bit closer and don't play ugly basketball.
Spurs says, Spurs 1980, I hope Rudy J is listening. I sent him a screenshot, but he has to hear what Hoffman said. What about, why would is Rudy a big lady basketball fan?
Probably. Yeah, okay. He's got daughters. He's a girl dad.
Okay. Well,
that's the market. Again, what I think we're all saying is there's a specific market that you should be chasing.
It's just
it's not us.
No.
And don't try to sell it to us like it's worthy. It's not. But there is a cadre of society that is perfectly worthy and perfectly fine and wonderful. I'm not denigrating it. It's just not for me, and it never will be. So don't try to force it on me on a Sunday afternoon.
But they're going to have to.
It ain't going to work.
They're going to keep trying to force it. All right. We'll be right back. It is the Morning Huddle 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star traffic from News Talk 550 KTSA.
Good morning. As you start to head into your commute, just cleared a trouble spot at 35, upper level northbound just past Maine. It was an accident. Now clear, so traffic flowing freely. Of course, we've got that ongoing road work at 35 southbound Martin Street to just past Cesar Chavez, so that does have the roadway reduced to one lane. On 281 northbound, before you get to Hildebrand, this stall has been moved off a main lane, now off to the shoulder. Now, if you guys see something we're not talking about, call us on the traffic tip line. We'll check it out, 210-785-2601. I'm Debbie Alcacer, KTSA Time Saver Traffic.
It's time for the herd you love. It's time for professional spring football. The San Antonio Brahmas are back, bringing you more of the action, the celebration, and the unforgettable moments you love. Join us for our home opener Sunday, April 27th at 2 when the Brahmas bring the Fiesta to the gridiron with our Viva Fiesta, Viva Brahmas themed game. Bring the energy to the Alamo Dome as your San Antonio Brahmas take on the Houston Roughnecks. Tickets on sale now at UFLBrahmas.com. That's UFLBrahmas.com. Our town, our team, our herd.
Calling all snack MVPs, it's time to huddle up with Southern Recipe Small Batch Pork Rinds, the low-carb, high-protein snack with a flavor-packed crunch. From sea salt and cracked black pepper to hot honey, sweet barbecue, and more, these bold bites are ready to tackle your crunch time cravings. Find your flavor playbook at H-E-B and make every bite count, because when it's crunch time, there's only one snack you need on your team: Southern Recipe Small Batch.
This report is sponsored by eBay. We all got a thing. Yes, even you. If you love fashion, car parts, trading cards, whatever you're into, it's on eBay. So go find the thing that keeps you up at night. eBay. Things people love.
Your marriage is over. You know it. Your friends know it. Take back control now with Barton & Associates, an aggressive, no-nonsense team of attorneys ready to fight for what you deserve. Contact us today at TexasDivorce.com. That's TexasDivorce.com.
Springtime is here and baseball season is finally underway. Don't miss your chance to add your favorite players from the diamond to your Prize Picks lineup. Whether it's strikeouts, RBIs, first inning runs, you can take your pick of more or less for your shot of 1,000 times your money cash today. I'll say it again. That's today, because on Prize Picks, you can match your player projections from different sports. Combine your favorite baseball players with your favorite basketball players. Maybe it's hockey. Maybe it's esports. Maybe it's something else. That's why you download Prize Picks. And what you do with Prize Picks is you win $50 instantly. Go download the app today and use the code ALAMO. That's ALAMO to get $50 instantly after you play your first $5 lineup. I'll say it again. Download the app right now. Use the code ALAMO. That's $50 instantly. Just play your lineup. Prize Picks. Hey, go run your game. I love Prize Picks because I'm not alone. There's millions of us playing, and you can win. It's easy. More or less. You better go run your game now.
Imagine waking up in the morning to ocean views on Matagorda Bay. I know that you can. Minutes from world-class fishing. Check out the grand opening of Driftwood Shores at Wolf Point. Don't miss this one-day event this Saturday, March 29th, where you can get 1 to 3 acre properties, all with bay access for just $49.9. That is correct, just $49.9. John Lopez here, and I host the Texas Saltwater Fishing Podcast, Bite Me. If you love the Texas coast like I do, you're going to love this gated community. With a resort-style pool and cabana, boat slips and launch, boat and RV storage, paved roads, on and on it goes, underground utilities, and so much more. It all happens this Saturday, March 29th. So call for your private tour, 210-853-0389. That's 210-853-0389. Ask about the grand opening day specials and the helicopter tours. Call now, 210-853-0389. That's 210-853-0389. Get your piece of coastal paradise.
Injuries happen, and when they do, skip the ER and get to the Ortho Now Injury Clinic by TSAOG Orthopedics and Spine. Ortho Now provides walk-in care for injuries like broken bones, dislocations, sprains, and strains. Conveniently located in the Quarry area with extended hours Monday through Saturday with on-site x-ray casting and bracing, Ortho Now has everything you need to treat your injury, and best of all, no urgent care or emergency room copay. Learn more online at tsaog.com.
Flight by Yuengling is the next generation of light beer. For those who don't follow trends, but craft them. Flight by Yuengling is 12 ounces of uncompromised refreshment from America's oldest brewery. With only 2.6 grams of carbs and 95 calories, this is premium refreshment 6 generations in the making. Don't just raise a glass, raise the bar. Flight by Yuengling. Available wherever beer is sold. DG Yuengling & Son Incorporated, Pottsville, Pennsylvania. Please enjoy responsibly.
Confidence is knowing you're ready to handle whatever comes your way. That's what it feels like to take on your workday with Cintas. They make sure your AEDs are up to date, your fire extinguishers are tested and inspected, your floor mats are cleaned and delivered, and your workwear looks good, feels good, and is freshly laundered with a Cintas Apparel Plus program. So are you ready to take on today? Visit Cintas.com.
Oh, I'm ready!
And get ready for the workday.
Hello, Gentle Relief, without the harsh side effects, with Miralax. It works naturally with the water in your body for constipation relief. Find Miralax today at Walmart. Use as directed for occasional constipation.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star Spring Golf Classic is back. And it's all about having a great time. Grab your buddies and ladies too. Hit the course for a fun, laid-back day of golf, laughs, and a little friendly competition at the Golf Club of Texas. Monday, April 14th. It's just $120 a player or $400 for a foursome. A solid deal for a day of good times with your crew. The Spring Golf Classic benefits the Pan American Golf Association. But don't worry, this isn't some motorhomes. After you've crushed it on the course, join us at the Hangar Bar and Grill on Potranco for the ultimate after party. Cold drinks, great food, and good times with all of your buddies. So grab your spot, grab your crew, and tee off for a day of unforgettable fun. Sign up now at sasportstar.com. The NFL lives right here. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
When I said that people would have been upset that they fired the black guy who just took him to the Elite Eight, I'm not saying that that's how I would have looked at it, but I think that's how a certain aspect of a certain amount of people would have been like, this isn't fair. And even though, again, as I like Rodney, I think Rodney Terry's probably a really nice guy. But I've seen Rodney Terry be a head coach before, and I said at the time, Rodney Terry can't take this job. And then he got the job, and it was proven that he wasn't big enough for that job.
And there's a lot of ADs that would have been perfectly happy, given the hierarchy, with what Coach Terry did. Heck, you're in the tournament. You came through the toughest conference in basketball history, and you got to the tournament. And, we're not really chasing titles here. We want success. We want you to play well when you're on national TV. We want this to be a profit center, but we know where our bread is buttered, and that's on Saturday afternoons.
Yet here you sit as an Aggie who Aggie's never been a basketball school, and you're like, hey, this isn't enough.
Well, times have changed, but I think the expectation from A&M, we don't expect a national title. We'd like to have a nice little run. I think Texas fan believes there should be a national title in the offing, and I'm not saying they shouldn't, but the investment required.
They get the players.
Yeah, exactly.
They should be in that conversation.
What I'm saying is the idea of Coach Terry could have been a successful long-term coach at Texas, given time. Give him a couple years. Let him grow into this. I mean, again, on his second year, he got his team in through the toughest SEC schedule, and I will argue the best conference in college basketball history. He got them into the tournament. Again, going through a gauntlet of 4 different teams that at one point were number 1, and he played them all.
And he lost in the play-in tournament. He blew a big lead in the play-in tournament.
He did.
And
on
you know
his
what?
second year of coaching, Coach K was about run out when he was Dean. Every legendary coach had their first 3 years of maybe not.
The difference was Coach K in year 2, year 3 didn't have a top 15 roster in the country.
No, but he did have talent.
The players. Would you say Texas overperformed or underperformed their talent level this year?
They underperformed, yes.
Wildly.
But the talent was there, and that's some things. There are other coaches that didn't have talent and underperformed. At least Coach Terry was capable of bringing in the talent. That's the reason he was there.
Well, and that's the thing about
one thing is already solved.
The thing about Texas is, though, does Rodney Terry help bring in that talent?
Yes.
But you know what helps even more? A big giant pile of money.
Yes, but the combination is unbeatable.
Age is like now it's like.
But everybody's I disagree with that because now everybody's got that kind of money. Texas has a little bit more, but everybody can go get a Fear. Oh, you wouldn't got a Fears.
Yeah.
A BYU wouldn't got a DeBansa. You can buy one of them.
Well, they got a whole church behind them.
But I'm just saying, the talent thing you can go get with the funds. It's the other guys can you convince to come here because they all got the same kind of money. And Coach Terry's a convincer. He's the guy that brings in the 5 stars. He's the one who's brought them in over the last couple of years. So I think that's one part of the puzzle. And that for some coaches, that's an insurmountable part of the puzzle. They can't recruit those guys for whatever reason. They won't either play for them or don't want them. Coach Terry's proven he wants them and can go get them. And that's part of the grand scheme of when I'm hiring a coach, there's 3 or 4 things that go into it. And a vital one is I just got to have Jimmys and Joes. This guy will get them. Now, can he keep them and coach them up and all that? That's going to take some time.
If you were Sean Miller, would you say, hey, Coach Terry, I'd love to keep you around on my staff?
Yes. He's going to have to hire an assistant that is very comfortable with Texas. But Texas is a national brand. I'm not saying they have to recruit Texas because they don't.
Do you think Rodney Terry would stay?
Probably not. It's an ego thing.
Yeah.
Again, maybe he doesn't like this gig. He doesn't want to be a head coach. I like to hit the trail and be the convincer and the nice guy. It might be him.
He was an assistant under Barnes for a long time, and then he went off to UTEP. You can say what you want, whether there's a success or not. And then he came back and was an assistant again. I mean, it doesn't seem like he's opposed to being an assistant. It's just, I don't know. I don't know what he wants to do. But if I were him, I'd be.
There's a great example. Nobody knows who Bruiser Flint is.
I don't.
Bruiser Flint.
That's a made-up person.
No, James Flint has been Calipari's assistant forever. Was Calipari's assistant early on. Started at UMass with him through the years at Kentucky. Bruiser was the talent dude. Bruiser was the closer. Bruiser got the 5 stars.
Okay.
And he coached during the week and did the assistant coach stuff. But when he was the dude that went and got it, he was Barnes's Terry. He was Shaka's Terry. He was the guy that got the dudes. And there's a place for it. Bruiser never wanted to be a head coach. Tried it, didn't like it, and continued to do that kind of stuff. Terry might be that guy. Might be just, you know what, I'm your talent guy, paying me millions.
It's not a bad thing.
No, it's a good life because the press didn't mad at you on Sunday mornings.
When Texas came up short under Barnes and Shaka, nobody was ever saying, "Oh, this is all Rodney Terry's fault."
No,
you don't have to deal with that.
He's the one who got Jared Allen. He's the one who got. No, so there's a place for those guys if you want it.
Matt remembers Bruiser Flint from UMass.
Yeah, he's been with Calipari forever.
He was the Marcus Camby getter.
Yeah. Well, he might very well have been. I'm just saying that every great coach has one of those dudes. Some are just better at it than others.
Yeah. Well, if I were Sean Miller, I'd do my best to keep him around.
Yeah, I would. He'll bring in somebody. You just got to be. You got to in Texas have a Texas baller, and we're putting out top 20 players, 4 or 5 of them every year anyway. But Texas is a national brand. They can go into any living room anywhere in the country. They don't have to recruit only Dallas.
No, but it would certainly help.
Oh.
And Sean Miller is to put it politely, is a Yankee. I don't know.
Kinda.
Can we call him that? Or is that like calling a woman a lady?
Don't call him a lady Yankee.
Yeah.
Lady Yankees is right out.
He's a Yankee. He's from like Pennsylvania or somewhere like that. And I don't think he's ever coached. I mean, I guess he coached in Arizona, which is south.
There's a lot of Yankees there.
But he's never coached in this part of the world, so it's gonna be different. And remember, he went like the day after he finished playing, he was at Pitt. And the day after he finished playing, he was always like, I want to be a coach.
Yeah, his
like,
dad's a coach. He's
he's
family
immediately
business.
a coach. Yeah. I don't know. I think it would be vital to get a guy who knows the area.
They will. There's a lot of those guys, but you need to be plugged in. I think it's probably more important in football than it is in basketball to be plugged into the high school coaches. But it will matter for the state, and you still want to be competitive in Houston and Dallas, and you can find those guys. It's just that Coach Terry has already proven to be that guy.
Well, and as much as it is a national brand, go back through their last bunch of years of 5 stars. There's a handful of Canadians, and then the rest of those guys are mostly from Texas. Like they're getting the best of the best kids from Texas.
Agreed.
Or at least fighting with Houston and Baylor over them. And you want to win those battles.
That's Coach Terry. Like back to it.
Yeah,
He's the one winning those.
I'd want to keep him around. That's just me. I'd want to keep him around though. Hey, the golf tournament's coming up
right around the corner.
What's the? I've got the date right here. We are running out of spots.
3
is
weeks.
Why I've got to tell you this. April 14th at the Golf Club of Texas, San Antonio Sports Star Spring Golf Classic presented by Flight by Yingling, the next generation of flight beer. It benefits the Pan American Golf Association. You can register online at sasportstar.com, $120 a head, or sign up your whole foursome for $400 and save some money. That's going to be Monday, April 14th, 9 a.m., the Golf Club of Texas for the Spring Golf Tournament presented by Flight by Yingling, the next generation of light beer, sponsored in part by Ancira.com and PPL Motorhomes. Then we got a live broadcast of the Blitz at the Hangar Bar and Grill in Petranco afterwards. Sign up now at sasportstar.com. This was a fantastic time in the fall. I had a blast. I don't think anybody who was out there didn't have a blast. We'll be running around. Rob and I will be running around. We'll be riding a golf cart, drunk probably. It's just what we'll be doing. And it is a great time to be had by all. So you know what? And you say when we're riding around, some of the dudes were like, "Hey, why don't you tee off with us?" All right, I'll hit one into the woods if that's what you really want me to do. And then I would do it. Yeah, Rob and I are both masters of hitting balls into the woods.
I hit a left-handed slice and you hit a right-handed slice. So
but the same result.
On the lay of the land, you might actually want us around.
Yeah, you say which is if there's a what do they call it? A dog
leg, right or left. We're your guy.
Yeah, man. And that's the great thing about Rob being left-handed and me being right-handed is we're set up to help you no matter what you need.
Mm-hmm.
No matter what you need. Now we can't guarantee that we're gonna get to the point where it does dog leg. It might hit the trees before the dog leg.
No, but we'll have had a shot or two, so you won't even really care.
You won't
by the time
you won't.
We're hitting.
But we are your friendly neighborhood drunk golf cart driving
yes
drivers.
Some are born to greatness, others have it thrust upon them.
Now, if you want us to putt,
that costs you.
you don't want me to putt, is all I'm just going to say. You don't want me to putt for you.
It'll cost you in different ways.
Yeah, it's going to cost you a stroke is what it's going to cost you, because there's zero chance that I'm going to sink a putt. I'm one of these players, the closer to the hole I get, the worse I get at golf. Same thing with ladies. Closer,
the worse I get.
Yep, the worse I get.
I get nervous, get the yips.
The worse I get. Golf and women, a lot in common. All right.
That's not it.
Yeah.
Well, maybe that's it.
Maybe that's it. Monday, April 14th, 9 a.m., be there or be a loser. sasportstar.com. That's where to go to get signed up.
I hear tell they got the best greens in the city.
Is that true?
There's some burnt greens around San Antonio. I'm watching the golfers' pages. There's a couple of the favorite courses. The greens are all burnt up.
And they're doing well out there.
That's what I hear.
I thought didn't you go out there recently?
I played there about 10 days ago. Yeah.
Okay.
Still solid.
All right.
Still solid.
And you know what? The beer's going to be cold. Beer is going to be cold. Flight by Yingling, the big sponsor here, Next Generation of Light Beer. All right, friends. We're halfway there, living on a prayer. I've got a Final Four Fan Fest giveaway coming up in the next hour. We've got some NFL talk. We've got some NBA talk. It's the Morning Huddle, 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Riding the work with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson. It's the Morning Huddle, KTFM Floresville.
Davis Law Firm secures important verdicts and settlements for Texans hurt in a car, truck, or 18-wheeler wreck. Many in the millions of dollars. No case is too big or too small. And remember, there's no fee unless we win. So if you want more, call the Fours. Davis Law Firm San Antonio, 444-4444.
Nigel, what are you doing with all this stuff in the break room? It looks like a farmer's market in here.
I'm changing my eating habits, embracing good quality nutrition with fresh produce.
Call Quarter Moon for your $58.99 AC inspection. For a limited time, just $58.99.
Nigel, that's a pretty impressive healthy salad you've assembled.
Thanks, Joel. Now step back. The grease is hot.
Grease?
Quarter Moon Plumbing, Heat, and AC. 210-651-5899.
License
number TACLA 141074E and 16004.
Buyers Barricades is proud to provide traffic control, rental, and sales for work zones and events in the San Antonio area and beyond. Buyers Barricades, the Texas authority in barricade rental. Learn more online at buyersbarricades.com. That's buyersbarricades.com.
This report is sponsored by the Texas Department of Transportation. Traffic laws help keep everyone safe, including pedestrians. Cross the street only at intersections and crosswalks. Wait for the walk signal and look left, right, left before crossing. Be safe. Walk smart. A message from TxDOT.
It's Truck Month at North Park Chevrolet in Castroville. Get 2.9% financing for 72 months on 2025 Silverado 1500s and $10,000 off MSRP on Silverado heavy duties. Buy a new 2025 Equinox posted at $24,999 or $40,999 for a new Traverse. Plus 2 years of no-charge oil changes and car washes. Together, let's drive at North Park Chevrolet. 10 minutes outside Loop 410 in Castroville or at npchevy.com. Must qualify for financing offers. Call 830-355-2107 for full price and offer details.
When you switch to Progressive, you could save bundling your home and auto. Then you could put that money towards some of the surprisingly more expensive things in life.
Attention passengers, we've reached 10,000 feet and internet is now available for purchase.
I just paid hundreds for this flight, and you can't even throw in internet? I'll just take the free pretzels.
Sorry, but I do have snack boxes for sale.
I'm just gonna sleep.
In that case, we are selling pillows and blankets as well.
I'll just breathe. That's free, right?
Life costs a lot, so bundle and you could save with Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Not available in all states.
The most exciting weekend in college basketball starts here. Don't miss the 2025 State Farm College Slam Dunk and Three-Point Championships. Witness the nation's top dunkers and sharpshooters battle it out live in person. One epic night of unbelievable skill and electrifying energy. Thursday, April 3rd at the Frost Bank Center. Tickets are going fast. Secure your seats now at Ticketmaster.com. See you April 3rd for the State Farm College Slam Dunk and Three-Point Championships. The most exciting weekend in college basketball starts here. One night, pure action. Don't miss it.
Welcome to AT&T. How can I help?
Hey, I thought I could trust my twins with my phone, but they outnumber me, man.
Whoa, that's a lot of glitter paint. Let's trade
lives. At AT&T, everyone can trade in an old or glittered iPhone any year, any condition, and save on a new iPhone. Ask how to get iPhone 16 Pro on us. New and existing customers. Savings vary by device and trade-in combinations. Restrictions apply. See att.com for details. AT&T. Connecting changes everything.
Hi, my name is Jason Thompson. I'm an attorney here in San Antonio where I've practiced for more than 30 years.
And San Antonio has really grown since I started practicing law. The risk of injury in a car crash today is greater than it's ever been, because every day we're forced to share our roads with 80,000-pound 18-wheelers and some truly dangerous drivers. If you or a family member is injured in a car crash, know this: the insurance companies are mobilized against you. They have highly trained adjusters and a long roster of attorneys with one job: pay as little as possible. Their techniques are extensive, and I believe you have zero chance of obtaining a fair recovery on your own. If you're involved in a car crash, you need to hire an attorney as soon as possible after the collision and before you speak to the insurance company's adjusters. Now, I do not have a comic book nickname. I do not call myself the Law Eagle, the Tiger Lawyer, the Law Chupacabra. I think the practice of law needs to be taken more seriously. If you've been injured, call me, Jason Thompson, for a free consultation. My number is 210-900-0400. That's 210-900-0400, or my website, alawyerforus.com.
Confidence is knowing you're ready to handle whatever comes your way. That's what it feels like to take on your workday with Cintas. They make sure your AEDs are up to date, your fire extinguishers are tested and inspected, your floor mats are cleaned and delivered, and your workwear looks good, feels good, and is freshly laundered with the Cintas Apparel Plus program. So are you ready to take on today? Visit Cintas.com and get ready for the workday.
Robinhood Gold members can now enjoy the VIP treatment, receiving a 3% IRA match on annual retirement contributions. With Robinhood Gold, the perks of the high net worth are now available for any net worth. The new gold standard is here with Robinhood Gold. To receive a 3% boost on annual IRA contributions, sign up at Robinhood.com/gold.
Investing involves risk. 3% match requires Robinhood Gold at $5 a month for 1 year from first match. Must keep funds in IRA for 5 years. Go to Robinhood.com/boost. Robinhood Financial LLC member SIPC. Gold membership is offered by Robinhood Gold LLC.
Sports Center brought to you by Synergenics Testosterone and Weight Loss. Synergenicshealth.com.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star traffic from News Talk 550 KTSA.
Good morning. Looks like we just cleared one of our trouble spots. That wreck on the northeast side at Loop 410 westbound Harry Wurzbach. That's now gone. We do have that stall at 281 northbound before Hildebrand. That's off to the right shoulder. Starting to fill in now along 90 eastbound 211 to 410, 1604 northbound Calabria to La Cantera Parkway. That's rolling stop and go. Looks like we're getting reports of some debris in the roadway on Loop 410 eastbound at Starcrest. That is taking up a main lane, right lane blocked. I'm Debbie Alcacer, KTSA Time Saver Traffic.
San Antonio Sports Center.
The San Antonio Spurs have now won 3 straight, taking down the Toronto Raptors yesterday afternoon, 123-89. Everybody who signed up to play got in and scored in the effort. They were led by Julian Champagne's 20 points and Devin Vassell's 25. Texas has a brand new head coach. Reports are Sean Miller, formerly of Xavier, most recently beating Coach Terry and the Longhorns, appears to be the new head coach. I'm Rob Thompson for 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
The NFL is on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. From the studios of San Antonio Sports Star, reaching more sports fans than any station in South Texas. Welcome to the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson. This is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Hour number 3 of the Morning Huddle. 94.1. We're watching Derek Queen, the game winner yesterday against Colorado State. The biggest, I guess that's probably the best moment of the tournament so far, right?
The only closeout shot.
Yeah.
The thing
and
is,
you said the right thing. You can't give that dude the 2 steps and not an open look, but like, it was a great shot, but it's also that's on Colorado.
Yeah,
State.
they lost the game.
That guy's too good. That guy's going to be a top 10 pick, and you're giving him a look. That's the one guy you can't give a look.
And you had him defended. You didn't get help coming. You should have known they were going to look for him. There's a lot of stuff. And the thing about this was Colorado State was playing above their depth all game. They played a hell of a game.
They played the better game, quite frankly. I will say, right before this, I was saying, man, Maryland needs to foul Nick Clifford and don't let them take a 3. But as soon as Nick Clifford puts the ball on the ground, you foul him. And then they let him he got the ball on the ground, and then he kicked it out for an open shot. I forget the kid's name who hit the shot. But halfway decent, anybody's going to make that wide open of a shot. And I said, why? Maryland's so dumb. And then kudos to Derek Queen, who apparently in the huddle told Kevin Willard, give me the ball.
When Jimmy Chitwood, I'll make it.
I'm going to do it. And he did it. God bless him. Hell of a finish. It was a fun finish to the best game of the tournament so far.
And there went the mid-majors. Thanks for playing.
That was it. Well, New Mexico still had a chance, and then they didn't. It's been a rough run for anybody who's not a power conference member.
I think we need to now redefine what a mid-major is. And Wichita State no longer qualifies. They are low major. Mid-majors are now your poorer or lesser conference teams. Your mid-majors are now Oklahoma State, Kansas State, Vanderbilt. That's your mid-major. It's not the small conference. Those are automatic bid sacrificial lambs now in this tournament. They cannot compete. But for now and again, we'll have a team of some measure and some grad transfer that might get an upset or two, like Colorado State. But the possibility of the schools that we have seen in the Elite Eight and up, it's just got so much harder.
Yeah.
And that's not a bad thing. In fact, I'm happy for it because as a person, I don't want in midway through the NBA playoffs, the play-in team suddenly getting to be an 11 seed or a 5 seed just because by some merit of play-in. I want the very best playing against each other as fast as possible.
And this tournament, there's outside of Duke, there are the other 15 teams left in the Sweet 16 come from 3 conferences. There are 7 SEC schools, 4 Big Ten schools, 4 Big 12 schools.
This is what we asked for. This is what we wanted. This is why we wanted to clear the decks of rules and encumbrances. We want big schools doing big things.
Jeez, man. It's like, are we now to where is the Big East a bunch of mid-majors now?
They're yeah. They
crazy,
really
right?
are. I mean, they're in their own idiom, in their own world. They're going to continue to be competitive because they're a basketball-only school, and there's players that will go there just because they want to be the king of a small pond. But yeah, they're mid-major. I think from any point on, anybody who other than the conference champ, and you can exist. UConn can exist as a class under their own, just like Duke is right now. It doesn't mean Big East is gone, but. They're not more than about a 3-team conference anymore.
Well, remember, St. John's was the class of the Big East, and they're gone.
And they're going to have to up their game. See, this is one of those, St. John's should be a team that should be able to compete financially with the biggest monsters out there because of the New York money. Let's see if they can step in and do it.
Yeah. Marquette, Creighton, they all go home. I mean,
Marquette's and Creighton, those you're going to have to rely on great coaches and 3- and 4-star teams.
That's what they've kind of always relied on. And you're going to have to catch a little bit of lightning in a bottle, but, man, it's going to be so hard to come from anywhere but these 3 conferences. So
Marquette is now a mid-major.
Yeah.
Yep, that's where we sit. And that's, again, I won't say it enough, it's not a bad thing. Raise your expectations. I think the fact that we're excited about an FAU or a Valpo, no, that's fun for a day. That's not fun for a week.
Yeah, and you know what? Listen, the SEC was the best conference all year. The Big Ten and the Big 12 were right behind them. I'm not mad at this. Yeah, this is what we should have expected.
I think the SEC got overbid. I think we can look back and go, there are probably 2 or 3 teams.
They got 7 teams in the Final Four.
Yeah.
I mean, it seems like, they were probably the best conference.
And I will say I undervalued the Big Ten. I think the Big Ten turned out to be better than expected.
They played
Big East, too.
Big Ten didn't lose a game in the first 2 days.
Which was shocking. I really undervalued Wisconsin. I didn't think that UCLA was very good. There was more talent out there than I thought.
Kudos to Michigan, who I've been saying they suck all year, and here they are. If we could find a way. I don't know how, but they keep finding a way.
Stupid Michigan.
Stupid Aggie.
Aggie had a 6-point lead in the second half and choked that thing away.
And then not only did they choke it away, they ended up getting blown out.
Yeah, I was salty. They just collapsed with 5 minutes.
Yeah. I'm still not convinced Michigan's any good. That's my thing about the Big Ten is I'm not convinced Michigan's good. I'm not convinced Michigan State is good.
I know.
I'm pretty sure Purdue's not good. Like
I think the best barometer is going to be how does Purdue do against Houston?
They're going to get
if they are, then my opinion of the rest of the Big Ten will be true.
Yeah,
be right. They're not.
Well, because I said I think maybe Maryland can hang with Florida for a minute. You're like, oh, Florida's going to murder them.
And they played. Well, Maryland played a good game. So yeah, their Big Ten's better than I thought.
We've got 3 SEC Big Ten matchups coming up this on the Thursday Friday slate. We've got that one we've got Maryland Florida is the only one on Thursday, and then Friday we've got Ole Miss Michigan State and Michigan Auburn. And,
there's a couple Big Ten teams that, in my mind, could get pantsed. I mean, we could have a true separation kind of – I don't think Michigan's going to – got nearly enough.
I mean –
I just don't see it.
I don't either. It wouldn't shock me if, as well as the Big Ten's played, it would not shock me if having 4 teams in the Sweet 16 that they don't have one team playing on the weekend.
That's my feeling. I'm surprised they're here in the first place.
I think Ole Miss can beat Michigan State.
Of all those low-end teams, and low-end's a different term now that we're talking Sweet 16, and whether they're 15th as far as possibility of winning it all or last.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, they have the most complete average team out there. They go 7 deep, 8 deep. They got guys on the bench, point guards hitting shots left and right and really running the team, which is impressive, hitting threes. And I don't know names, but I know Beard has them hitting the floor and playing as cohesive as they have all year long. They're the scary of the low-end teams. I wouldn't want to play them, man.
I'll tell you what, they after the New Mexico game, they talked to Tom Izzo on the floor, and they were like, "Hey, are you excited to get another crack at Chris Beard, who you guys played in the Final Four?" And of course, Izzo did the whole, "Oh, did they win?" And they're like, "Yeah, Ole Miss is through to the next round." And he's like, "Oh, I didn't know, but you know what? Let me enjoy this one before I start thinking about Chris," because he remembers Chris Beard spanked his ass in the Final Four.
Yeah.
Spanked that
and the
ass.
thing is, if they call the game the way they call the Michigan State game and let everything go, Michigan State's in for a knife fight, man, because Ole Miss can come at you. They come through the SEC, too. They're tough.
Well, New Mexico, their whole thing is they're going to try and drive the ball, and they're hoping to get free throws, and it was the whistle didn't work on that end of the floor.
They weren't allowed to do what Michigan State was allowed to do.
Yeah,
but Ole Miss and Michigan State, they'll take on each other and mirror each other. They're very much alike.
I'm actually interested in that game, and the whole there's not a lot of blowout numbers in this next round, which I guess you would kind of expect.
I think Houston might pop Purdue pretty good.
The biggest point spread is 9.5.
Which one is that?
That's Duke over Arizona, which I got to be honest, it's hard to want to bet against Duke right now, because they just seem like they can run away from. Because like I said, Baylor hung with them for about 12, 13 minutes, and I was like, oh man. And this is my whole philosophy as someone with a bracket that doesn't have Duke or Florida winning is like, go ahead and knock one of them out. Knock them both out. I don't mind. So I was Team Baylor all of a sudden, just like I was Team UConn all of a sudden, trying to get Florida out of there. But then they keep coming. It's waves and waves, and
yes,
they
deep.
Are so freaking good. And I hate to admit it as a certified Duke disdainer.
Well, with the way Proctor's playing,
oh my gosh,
he's shooting. He's on a level that everything's open, everything feels good in that court. There's how many backdoor dunks did Flagg get against Baylor? Against what, 3? That's just unheard of against a Scott Drew team. You just don't beat them like that.
And I think my thought was at halftime they're gonna run more zone.
That's where they got backdoor dunk. They kept pulling them out.
They just couldn't. There was no answer for it. Alabama is a 4.5-point favorite against BYU.
There might be 250 points scored in that game.
There might be. There ain't going to be a whole lot of defense played. Florida is a 6.5-point favorite over Maryland. I mentioned 9.5 Duke over Arizona, and Texas Tech 5.5 over Arkansas.
Oh, these are such good basketball games, every one of them.
Michigan State a 2.5-point favorite over Ole Miss. Tennessee's a 4.5-point favorite against Kentucky. Auburn 7.5 against Michigan, and Houston 7.5 against Purdue. So we're in for some good ones, man. Everything between that 3 and 7 is everything's hanging around that range except for the Duke game.
And any of 4 of those teams show up here in San Antonio, we're headed for a good one.
I don't think we can have a dud Final Four.
No, because you'll have to be hot as fish grease to get through this.
And that's the kind of thing that's exciting as someone who's working in the host city.
Trust me, it matters.
You want, the best. You want the best teams
not only
here.
do you want all 4 teams here, because traditionally the most difficult ticket to get is the Saturday ticket. It's just the hoopla and everything goes on downtown is phenomenal. Then 2 teams are done. And the championship game is kind of a letdown because half the people lost and they're gone. So you can normally get a ticket and get in the building for a championship game, and it kind of lessens the volume other than it's a championship game and you get like Super Bowl crowd. Whereas the Saturday, it's collegiate. It feels like it, and it's huge. Having these teams show up, there's not a bad fan base in there, and these are all basketball type schools that will stay. Like, I'm not leaving. I'm going to stay for Monday night. I think no matter what, we're going to have a huge turnout, and it's going to be busy all the way through Tuesday.
When I was in Houston, everybody was worried because this was 2011 maybe. It was nightmare scenario for the Final Four because there were some blue bloods per se, but there was a 3 seed, a 4 seed, an 8 or 9, I don't remember what Butler was, and an 11 seed VCU. And in hindsight, it
turned out
and it was the Kemba Walker UConn team that wasn't all that good, but
Kemba was on a
they
rip.
found a guy who just wasn't going to lose. It wasn't the best Kentucky team, but it turned out that that VCU team with Shaka Smart was really good, and Brad Stevens is like the best coach in the entire world. So it ended up being a good Final Four, but it was like everybody was worried because none of the best teams. Was
that the year Shaka got hired?
That was the year he got hired. No,
because he came through a regional here in San Antonio.
It might have been 2011. That might have been the time that he did.
I think it was.
Yeah. So no, that was like his second. I think he had one more year
the next
at
year
VCU, and then he got
because he took the gig here in San Antonio, basically at the regional. He had won his way through, and by that point Texas was done, and he had just about accepted the job. He lost the next week, but it was here in San Antonio where they won that pretty much cleared the way for him to take the gig.
I think he went to Texas in 2015.
Well, I just remember the regional that he was hired. Okay. He came through San Antonio. It might have been 15.
Okay, because I think that was like his second year at VCU that they made that Final Four, and turned out, oh wow, this Shaka Smart guy is a pretty good coach. But what's it? I can't read that up there. That's too small. What's it say?
Got hired April 2015.
It was 2015 through here. Yeah.
So it would have been after that. That's not going to be a concern for this because
the Blue Bloods are coming.
Yeah,
no matter what,
get the top tier teams
and teams with alumni that travel, that expect to win, that have already looked at tickets. Butler fan, McNeese State fan had no plans on traveling 2 weeks into the tournament. All these teams, the alumni already were looking at San Antonio.
They can make it.
Yeah, so that it will be a heck of a weekend.
And the ones who probably don't, like the Arkansas. It ain't that far of a trip.
Yeah,
they can make it if they need to.
Those suey pigs, they travel.
They'll come down here with their Walmart gift cards and spend up some money, baby. All right, let's take a break. When we come back, we'll give away some Fan Fest tickets for the Final Four on the other side. It is the Morning Huddle 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
San Antonio, the NCAA 2025 Men's Final Four is coming April 4th through the 7th. Check out Reese's Men's Final Four Friday, a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity where you can watch open practices and the Reese's NABC All-Star Game at the Alamo Dome for free. And for the music lovers, March Madness Music Festival, presented by AT&T, Capital One, and Coca-Cola, with 3 days of free concerts, featuring the biggest acts in music at Tower Park and Hemisphere. Visit ncaa.com/men's Final Four.
The Gomez Law Firm has been San Antonio's trusted law firm for 50 years. We have Jose with the Gomez Law Firm here with us today. Jose, tell us about the cases you all specialize in.
We do ride-sharing cases, we do 18-wheeler cases, work injuries. We will be happy to take a look at and see if we can help.
If you or your family have been injured in an accident or hit by a company vehicle, you need to visit joegomezlaw.com. Call the Gomez Law Firm at 736-4040.
March
March is National Nutrition Month, and the City of San Antonio Metropolitan Health District invites you to celebrate the role food plays in our health and well-being. Food connects us to our cultures, our families, and our friends. Health, culture, and access all shape how we relate to food. The foods we choose play a big part in our overall health and physical fitness. This March, join Metro Health in celebrating how food connects us and how it nourishes both body and mind. Healthy people, healthy community. For more information, visit sa.gov/health.
Mellow Mushroom has the best pizza in San Antonio. Mellow delivers the best pizza experience with their delicious dough, premium ingredients, and unique flavors. Delivering a higher order of pizza is the standard. If Mellow can make a pizza this delicious, imagine what they can do with munchies, greens, calzones, and burgers. Mellow Mushroom has San Antonio's best happy hour with food specials and half-off adult beverages. Mellow Mushroom is at 1604 in Stone Oak Parkway. Hang with friends, watch the game, and mellow out at Mellow Mushroom.
Flight by Yingling is the next generation of light beer. For those who don't follow trends, but craft them. Flight by Yingling is 12 ounces of uncompromised refreshment from America's oldest brewery. With only 2.6 grams of carbs and 95 calories, this is premium refreshment 6 generations in the making. Don't just raise a glass, raise the bar. Flight by Yingling. Available wherever beer is sold. DG Yingling & Son Incorporated, Pottsville, Pennsylvania. Please enjoy responsibly.
Welcome to AT&T. How can I help?
Hey, I thought I could trust my twins with my phone, but they outnumber me, man.
Whoa, that's a lot of glitter paint. Let's trade
lives.
At AT&T, everyone can trade in an old or glittered iPhone any year, any condition, and save on a new iPhone. Ask how to get iPhone 16 Pro on us. New and existing customers. Savings vary by device and trade-in combinations. Restrictions apply. See att.com for details. AT&T. Connecting changes everything.
Hey, San Antonio, multiple tours overseas, years of protecting the country, it all adds up at University of Maryland Global Campus. Earn up to 90 credits for prior learning, military experience, and training toward our low-cost degree and certificate programs. We call that credit where credit is due. For over 75 years, our dedicated success coaches have been helping service members achieve their goals. Get started with local support and online and hybrid courses right here in San Antonio. Visit UMGC at San Antonio or umgc.edu/SATX.
Hi, my name is Jason Thompson. I'm an attorney here in San Antonio where I've practiced for more than 30 years. And San Antonio has really grown since I started practicing law. The risk of injury in a car crash today is greater than it's ever been because every day we're forced to share our roads with 80,000-pound 18-wheelers and some truly dangerous drivers. If you or a family member is injured in a car crash, know this. The insurance companies are mobilized against you. They have highly trained adjusters and a long roster of attorneys with one job: pay as little as possible. Their techniques are extensive, and I believe you have zero chance of obtaining a fair recovery on your own. If you're involved in a car crash, you need to hire an attorney as soon as possible after the collision and before you speak to the insurance company's adjusters. Now, I do not have a comic book nickname. I do not call myself the Law Eagle, the Tiger Lawyer, the Law Chupacabra. I think the practice of law needs to be taken more seriously. If you've been injured, call me, Jason Thompson, for a free consultation. My number is 210-900-0400. That's 210-900-0400, or my website, alawyerforus.com.
The Blitz is going to Vegas. Come along for an unforgettable mega March weekend at Circa Las Vegas, March 27th through the 30th for opening day and the second weekend of the tournament. Thursday, March 27th, celebrate the start of the baseball season and watch all the games at the world's largest sports book, plus the ultimate March Hoops experience. Take in the action in the 6 pools and the 143-foot screen at Stadium Swim. Book now and use promo code BLITZ at circalasvegas.com and join Jason and Joe at Circa Resort and Casino.
It's The Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons at 2.
Coming up Monday on The Blitz, what a weekend of college basketball. We react to everything that took place.
Plus, Micah Parsons, what if they don't get a deal done? What would be the move for the Cowboys?
Could it be a trade? Could it be a holdout? You never know with Jerry and company.
The Blitz, Monday at 2.
The Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons at 2 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. It's the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
Yes, sir. Let's give away the Final Four Fan Fest. Got a pair of tickets to the Final Four Fan Fest presented by Capital One Daily on the that's what we're going to give away today. All week, actually, we're going to give away a pair of these. The Fan Fest, where's it at? Doesn't say here.
It's at the Convention Center.
Okay.
The Henry B.
Henry B. All right. Let's go with caller number 3. You'll win tickets to go see the Final Four, or go attend the Final Four Fan Fest. Caller number 3, 210-656-ESPN. All right, I want to talk some NFL for a minute. We haven't talked any in a few days, a few days. It's been the weekend, but we haven't talked any in the last few shows because there hasn't been a whole lot going on.
No, we're all waited with bated breath.
The New York Giants get Jameis Winston, 2 years, $8 million, which is backup quarterback money. But he's also
right now he's a starter.
And if he's got to be the starter for a year, you ain't going to win a bunch of games, but you're going to at least – it's kind of like the opposite of A&M basketball. You might not win games, but it'll be fun to watch.
I guess. I mean, you got your choice. Isn't Cutlets on the roster too?
Yep.
So we got Cutlets or Jameis. I'm all for it as a Cowboy fan. I'm all about this. I can't imagine that this is the final straw in the quarterback drink there at the
there's a big QB battle brewing between Tommy Cutlets and Jameis Crab Legs.
Yes, that's perfect. Cutlets and crab legs. I can't believe that the NFL is in this position right now where we are waited with bated breath as to whether Aaron Rodgers will choose the Steelers or the Giants.
That's where we're at. And Aaron Rodgers over the weekend spent a lot of time with the Steelers. And I guess it was Friday. Spent 6 hours in Pittsburgh.
What are you doing? What on earth are they talking about for 6 hours?
I don't know. And I know the Minnesota Vikings said we're out. Apparently Rodgers has an offer on the table from the Giants, has an offer on the table from the Steelers, and they're working out where the best place for Aaron is. Like, I can't believe he's even.
It would have been. Here's it is. You're not. If you leave the building,
this is null and void.
It's null and void, man. Because just on general principle, I can't let you have me hanging around for a couple of days. It just on principle, Aaron Rodgers does not get to do this to my esteemed franchise, whether it's the Giants or the Steelers. I'll lose with Jameis Winston. Maybe I'll lose with Russell Wilson. I don't know what the worst opportunity is on this one, but I can't imagine that Aaron still holds this kind of sway.
And then, like Cam Hayward, who's kind of the heart and soul of the Steelers, he was on his podcast talking about.
I'm with Cam.
Does he want Aaron Rodgers? And he said, "Listen, I ain't a darkness retreat guy. I don't need any of that crap. Either you want to be a Steeler or you don't. It's that simple. That's the pitch. You want me to recruit? Here's the recruiting pitch. Pittsburgh Steelers. You want to be a part of it? So be it. If you don't, no skin off my back. I just want to play football. I'm tired of talking about the quarterback situation. I'd rather have it done. I don't know what's going to end up happening. I'm ready to move on into free agency. There's too much going on.
Hire him. Let him be the general manager. Let him be the mayor of Pittsburgh. Yes, everything Cam said.
Pittsburgh's not the place for glitz and glamour. Now, this is what he said when he talked to Russell Wilson, apparently. He said, it's not L.A., it's not Atlanta. This is the place where gladiators come, and we're going to compete every day. And Russ was receptive to that. He wanted to compete. Maybe he's a Russ guy. I don't know.
Well, things must not be too shiny on the Russ thing if they're waiting on Aaron to decide.
But Cam was excited that they brought back Mason Rudolph. So
better the devil you know.
Yeah. He said when he stepped in for us, he was ready. If we don't sign a QB and we go in there with Mason, we feel good about it. Excited to have him back. He's a guy for the locker room. A lot of guys vibe with him. Yeah, but he ain't winning football games.
I mean, we are talking about a backup quarterback. And if you were just defining
Cam Hayward saying if we don't sign a quarterback and we go in there with him,
that's what I'm saying.
Crazy.
In a vacuum, if you were just talking about your backup quarterback in those kind of light, absolutely. I love Mason Rudolph. But as a backup who could be your starter, that's a terrible way to go.
Where do you think Aaron Rodgers ends up?
I think he ends up in New York.
I think he ends up in Pittsburgh.
You think? I hope so. I hope so after 6 hours. But, man, I just can't believe that Pittsburgh is to this. This is where you are now, Pittsburgh.
I think what ends up happening is they are the this is the first year that Pittsburgh has a losing record under Tomlin. It's all oh God. I'd love it.
Fingers crossed. Can we do Hard Knocks AFC North one more time? Can we go back at the same thing we did last year? Because I want to see all of this.
You know what? I never watched that Hard Knocks AFC North.
Well, I watched enough of it to know,
You watched the first episode, and I was like, oh, I'm going to watch it, and then I never did.
That I wasn't. I guess it was because it wasn't as timely as I would have hoped. By the time we were watching the show, it was kind of old news, and we were on to the next thing. It wasn't as thrilling as I'd hoped. But if we get the Days of Our Lives with Aaron Rodgers coming and going, I'm in all the way.
So ESPN did a ranking, a power rankings list post free agency. Where are teams at right now? And it talks about their biggest moves and things like that they did. Number 1, they've got the Kansas City Chiefs. 2, the Eagles. 3, the Lions. 4, the Bills. 5, the Ravens.
Is it the Chiefs because of alignment? Is that it?
This is just their overall perception of them going into the season. I think it's because of Patrick Mahomes. They still have Patrick Mahomes. They're always going to be in
obviously,
it.
the addition of alignment elevated them over the Super Bowl champs.
It actually says under the radar move, signing running back Elijah Mitchell.
So it was the running back.
I think what it is probably more than anything is Philadelphia lost a lot of guys in free agency.
Yeah,
they lost a lot of bodies.
Well, they did the year before, too. It just seems like they managed to overcome it. But it does make some sense. But I'm still not sure I would have elevated Kansas City now over Philly.
I don't think Kansas City going into the year is the best team.
Yeah.
But
where's Okay.
They're 4. Lions 3, Bills 4, Ravens 5. The top 5 is about what I would expect.
I'll buy that.
Washington 6. Boy, there's a lot of optimism on Washington. I think Washington's going to take a step back. I think they're going to look a lot like the Texans looked last year. I think they overachieved in year 1. And they'll still be good.
But they got to play the Super Bowl champs twice. They're going to have a better schedule because of their record last year. It's just going to get harder.
Bengals 7. Let's wait and see what happens with Trey Hendrickson. That's my opinion.
Yeah, let's see what the defense looks like.
Because if you take Trey Hendrickson off that defense, you know how I always say a great pass rusher will take you from being a good defense to a great defense. It will take a bad defense to being an okay defense.
Atrocious.
If you take Trey Hendrickson off the Bengals, oh, my God, that might be the worst defense in history.
Might have to score 40 a day, but they can.
They might. Yeah, they might.
So.
Rams 8, Packers 9, Vikings 10, Chargers 11, Broncos 12, Texans 13, Bucks 14, 49ers all the way down to 15. Seahawks 16, Steelers 17, Dolphins 18, Falcons 19, Cardinals 20, Cowboys 21.
They're being favorable. I think they're being kind, but at least I think you rate them that way because, well, it wasn't flashy. It was.
They didn't do a lot.
The bare minimum is what it was.
They got. What have they really done in free agency? They got Solomon Thomas, I
Buy
guess.
into us. The bare minimum.
Yeah. And they signed some of their guys, but still have not signed the guy. Teams behind them, Bears 22, Colts 23, Patriots 24.
I think they're 24 with a bullet, though. I think they're better than that.
I think so, too. Panthers 25. Wow.
Yeah, we'll see.
Raiders 26.
I think they're better than that, too.
Jets 27. Jags 28. Saints 29.
I think they're better than that.
That's a long drop for them. Browns 30. Drum roll, please. Who is it? Who's worse, Titans or Giants?
I would say I'd put the Giants. They don't even have a quarterback right now.
Titans 31. Giants 32. Yeah, Giants. What a disaster it is for the Giants right now.
Happy Jameis is your backup quarterback.
He might be your starter. Oh, my God.
We'll pray to the patron saint of the deep ball interception.
Yeah, I pray that God takes away these pick sixes. It's like they're like it's a plague of locusts. It's like a plague of pick sixes have swarmed upon me.
Got to put an egg under your bed. Do something. Fix this.
All right. Let's hit a break. We'll be back. We'll wrap up the third hour of the program. It's the Morning Huddle on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star traffic from News Talk 550 KTSA.
Now we've got a new trouble spot on the southeast side at 37 northbound, that connector to westbound Loop 410. Got an accident, that connector ramp is blocked. It's about a 10-minute delay. Slow from Southton. Some debris in the roadway, Loop 410 eastbound, Starcrest right lane, 281 northbound. Before you get to Hildebrand, we still have that stall, but that's now off to the shoulder. Should take you about 15 minutes, 1604 northbound Calabria up to La Cantera Parkway, and 90 eastbound 211 410, a 15-minute commute. I'm Debbie Alcacer, KTSA Time Saver Traffic.
Hunger striking, snack time calling, it's crunch time. Southern Recipe Small Batch Pork Rinds brings you the boldest protein-packed crunch you can't resist, with mouth-watering flavors like hot honey, sweet barbecue, and sea salt and cracked black pepper. Why settle for chips when you can level up your snacking game? Plus, they're low-carb, high-protein, and made for adventurous appetites. Score big flavor today. Grab Southern Recipe Small Batch Pork Rinds at H-E-B.
T-Mobile home internet is all about speed, value.
What you doing, Zach?
I'm rehearsing. There are so many benefits. You got to talk fast.
T-Mobile home internet ranks #1 in customer satisfaction for home wireless internet by J.D. Power.
Wow, you are good.
Try singing it. T-Mobile has price lock.
They won't raise your rate on internet.
Hulu and Paramount Plus on them.
Get T-Mobile home internet all in for just $55 a month with auto pay and any postpaid voice line.
Additional terms apply. For J.D. Power 2024 award information, visit jdpower.com/award.
This report is sponsored by Whataburger. The $5 breakfast Whata deal is cooking at Whataburger. For a limited time, from 6 to 11 a.m. daily, get either a taquito or honey butter chicken biscuit and any drink for just $5. See you at Whataburger.
Mike Rowe here with a quick question. Is your concrete sinking? Whether it's your driveway, sidewalk, or patio, those uneven surfaces are not just ugly, they're dangerous. That's where Groundworks comes in. They use state-of-the-art concrete lifting solutions to prevent tripping hazards, and they're the best at what they do. Schedule your free inspection at groundworks.com/row.
Groundworks is the official foundation repair company of Texas Athletics. Licensed in all states where work is performed. See website for details.
Buyers Barricades is proud to provide traffic control, rental, and sales for work zones and events in the San Antonio area and beyond. Buyers Barricades, the Texas authority in barricade rental. Learn more online at buyersbarricades.com. That's buyersbarricades.com.
Imagine owning waterfront property on the Texas coast. Check out the grand opening of Driftwood Shores at Wolf Point, located on the highly sought-after Matagorda Bay. Secure your spot to see 1 to 3 acre properties, all with bay access from $49.9. That's right, just $49.9. This gated waterfront community features panoramic views, world-class fishing, a pool and cabana, boat launch and slips, fishing pier, dog park, storage, and more. It all happens this Saturday. 1 day only. Coastal waterfront properties starting at just $49.9. Call now to secure your private tour this Saturday. 210-853-0389. That's 210-853-0389. Appointments are limited, so call now and be sure to ask for event day specials and our helicopter tours. Call now, 210-853-0389. Get your piece of this coastal paradise. 210-853-0389. 0389.
Ever feel like everything in life is moving at hyperspeed? Slow things down with the all-new Nissan Murano, an unapologetic refuge amidst the daily hustle and bustle. Re-energize with massaging leather-appointed seats to melt away the tension of a busy day. Escape into your favorite music with a Bose premium sound system, or set the vibe with ambient mood lighting. Because sometimes the greatest rush is not rushing at all. Check out the all-new Nissan Murano at nissanusa.com. Panoramic moonroof, ambient lighting, and massaging leather-appointed seats are optional features.
Welcome to Staples.
I hear Staples prints it all for any business.
You bet, and we'll beat any print quote.
So if I had a pizza place...
Staples can print signs, menus, pizza boxes.
A landscaping business?
Oh, we can print yard signs, t-shirts, brochures.
How about a pizza/landscaping business? I'll call it Dough and Mo.
I like it.
Right now at Staples, get up to $250 off your print purchase. Ends 4/5 exclusions apply. Visit staples.com/print for offer details. Price match guarantee valid in store and staples.com/print. Visit staples.com/price match for details.
Okay, I have to tell you. I was just looking on eBay where I go for all kinds of things I love, and there it was.
That hologram trading card.
One of the rarest. The last one I needed for my set. Shiny like the...
Designer handbag of my dreams. One of a kind. eBay had it, and now everyone's asking, ooh, where'd you get your...
Windshield wipers. eBay has all the parts that fit my car. No more annoying. Just beautiful.
Whatever you love, find it on eBay. eBay. Things people love.
Something amazing is happening in workplaces everywhere. Devices are learning how people work and adapting to help them get more done. That's because CDW is modernizing experiences with Dell's intelligent portfolio of devices. Thanks to built-in security and AI capabilities, your teams can work smarter wherever they may be. Dell and CDW. Make amazing happen. Learn more at cdw.com/Dell Client.
Your marriage is over. You know it, your friends know it. Take back control now with Barton & Associates, an aggressive, no-nonsense team of attorneys ready to fight for what you deserve. Contact us today at texasdivorce.com. That's texasdivorce.com.
And done some coaching, and there's a lot of people mad at Rick Pitino for the way he handled the end of their game in the Arkansas St. John's game.
Benching his dude.
Yeah. So R.J. Lewis, Big East Player of the Year, did not play for the last 4 minutes and 56 seconds of the game, and Pitino benched him when the score was 62-60. He took a shot that was,
it was hero ball.
Yeah, and Rick Pitino said, "You know what? I'm going." And by the way, it wasn't like Rick Pitino. And they asked him at the end of the game, "Was there one play with RJ that made you sit him the last 5 minutes?" And Rick said, "You know, he was 3 for 17 from the field. You're answering your own question. I'm not going to knock one of my players, but you're answering your own question." And like they were trying to lead him on, like why would you bench this guy? But Rick Pitino is an old school dude.
There's not a lot of coaches that could do or would even begin to dream of doing what he did.
And St. John's all year has been a bad offensive team. R.J. Lewis, easily their best offensive player, although he was having a dreadful day. And Rick said, R.J. played 30 minutes. That's a long time. And they said, so he was tired? Nope. Played 30 minutes, and I went with other people. You already know the answers. You're asking leading questions. You already know it. Do you think that he made a mistake by benching the Big East Player of the Year for the last 5 minutes of the tournament game?
If I'm a senior, he made a horrible mistake. If I'm leaving on the team, I'm furious with him because you eliminated my chance, or at least my opportunity, with the best guy not on the court. But Rick Pitino's in a different place. This is his third year there, second year there.
Yeah.
He's building a new program that is going to, he believes, be on the forefront with the Big East. He's in New York. He's winning basketball games. He's building a program right now. He's seen enough teams to know this wasn't a championship caliber team. But he let the guys that are coming and the guys that are going to be here next year know you will play my way. I don't care who you are.
I'm the coach.
And I have a sense that there were some plays in that 3 for 17 because no coach will ever get mad at a guy going 3 for 17. As long as the shots were in the offense, that's okay. It's okay to miss. All your job is to get to where you're supposed to be and be good, make the shots you're supposed to. I'm not going to bench you for it. I want you to make the shots. He's not mad at him for missing. He's mad at him for playing hero ball. And that, if you're building a program, sometimes you'll take a loss. He's won enough games to know what it takes. So I'm going to give him credit, but if I'm on his team or I'm alumni, I'm furious. Dude, how often do you get here? You think you're going to be back? A lot of guys thought they were going to be back. They never were.
There's a lot of people, and maybe because it's New Yorkers, a lot of people defending Pitino are saying, hey, this is what we were telling this is what we were saying we wanted in 94 when John Starks was out there chucking against the Rockets in Game 7 and he was blowing it, and we kept him out there and he went 2 of 18 and cost us the game because they wouldn't take him off the floor. They're saying, well, Rick Pitino, not only was R.J. Lewis playing poorly, but he also was continuing to try and play hero ball, not playing team ball. So some people are saying this is the best thing he could have done.
Well, I mean, you end up losing. You're always going to kind of look in the rear view
But, I
mirror
mean,
on
the question is, were you going to lose either way?
Yeah, I'm not going to find fault on a Hall of Fame coach who got them there. You know, and he got them there. The style, not the players, got them as far as they got. Now, RJ is a hell of a player. I'm not taking anything away from him. But this was a situation that happens to teams on the grow with some arrogant coaches. Now, the time will tell.
You're right in that this roster doesn't win the Big East without Rick Pitino.
No,
not even close.
But time will tell. Now, he might have done something to that locker room that fractured it to the point where he can't coach them anymore. I mean, it might be he might have made a tactical error. I don't know what the makeup of how he was getting along with his team, but in that kind of situation, it's just I will say it. If I was on his team and you bench the best player, I'm furious. I can't to make a point to who? A point to who? Him? Point made. Let's go win the game. And if I'm an alumni that I paid money, I flew out there and you sat your best guy. I just spent $1,000 coming to this game and you sat your best guy. So I get the anger, but I think he's got this long-term view and enough wins in his back pocket. Like, fire me. I dare you. I can go work anywhere in the country now.
Well, I'm going to say this. If I'm Rick Pitino, and Rick Pitino's an older guy now.
He's a vampire. He doesn't age anymore.
I'm only doing it my way. And if you don't like it, fire me. I don't care.
And I think that's his attitude. Man, I've been here. I've been to the top. I've won places where you've never even dreamed of. I know what I'm doing.
Yeah, he's like, you think I need this money from St. John's? You think I need to be coaching right now? I'm fine.
But come on, old man. Play your star. Come on, old man. What are you doing?
And again, if I were him, I'd just be like, if you don't like the way I do things, find someone who'll do it better. Good luck. Because nobody's taking that roster to a Big East championship. I can tell you that.
And that's what he's pointing at. But come on, man. Seriously, you're proving a point for this? Can't you prove a point later?
Well, win.
Exactly. Win, and maybe we'll get a chance.
If you're going to bench your best player, it seems like the time to do it is when he's 3 of 17 and he's chucking.
I don't know if he's going pro. I know he ain't coming back.
Oh, he's probably not.
Well, I hope. You know what? It will show a lot of mettle if he does.
It'll show a lot of character.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But it's a big balls play.
I wouldn't have done it. I don't have that kind of cash. I want my best dudes on the court. We'll make nice later.
Well,
we'll make nice later. I'll figure out some kind of penalty for taking that last shot. But I need you out on the floor.
Yeah,
I'll suffer.
But you need the job.
Yeah, I need gainful employment.
Rick don't need it.
No, I don't think he does.
No,
I don't think
Rick's got a mountain of money at home, and he could coach at Providence or wherever the hell he wants.
But let's
and
think
nobody
about
would bother
the situation that he did this in. You want to talk about the moral high ground? He did this while going against his arch rival.
Mm-hmm.
Pitino doesn't have a lot of arch rivals. He and Calipari have not liked each other for 30 years, 40 years going on, all the way back to UMass Providence days. These guys have not gotten along, and he still benched his best guy. Tells you a lot about him.
Yeah, but also, I mean, again, if Rick Pitino, when he took this job at St. John's, he probably because he was at Iona, and remember. Nobody was bothering him there.
No, he's left for dead. He was lucky. Everybody said, you're lucky to have a job.
He was winning a bunch of games at Iona, and he was happy and getting my team to the tournament every year. We're having fun. And they're like, hey, we want you to come St. John's. He's like, are you sure? Because I do things my way now. You know, I don't got to do it your way. I can do it here my way and be happy.
Because you guys have sucked balls for a long time. I'll show up. I might not. Iona might beat you.
And think about that. When's the last time St. John's was relevant?
Oh, I think it's been 10 years since anything remote, but it's been 25 since they were.
This was their first tournament since 2019, and that was a year they made the first 4. They got their first tournament win for the first time since 2000. That was against Northern Arizona.
Yeah, it's been a minute.
This is, I mean, you got to be careful of what you bitch about because you can go right back to being
And St. John's is a
Big
commuter
East
school.
bottom feeder.
Well, for anybody who hasn't been to St. John's, it is in Queens. It's a train stop commuter school.
Yeah.
It's not a destination.
Yeah.
You're going to have to pay a lot to get. You have to have basketball lifers, dudes that appreciate going to New York and doing that kind of stuff and playing a style, because you ain't bringing in any suburban kids to go play at St. John's.
But you can be turned back into DePaul real quick.
Overnight.
New York, DePaul, that's what you turn into if Rick Pitino walks away. So, like I said, careful what you wish for, Bubba, because you can bitch all you want about how he does things, but
I'll tell you this. If I'm recruiting against him, every time I'm talking to a 5-star and I know he's talking to St. John's, I'm showing him that tape. I'll show him the tape of him saying he went 3 for 17. What I need. This is what your coach will do to you. You better make your shots or your coach will bench you.
Yeah.
Better come play with me. I won't do that to you.
Yeah. Well, and if I'm Rick, I say, tell him to show you his ring.
Show me the rings.
Yeah, he ain't got a ring.
My Hall of Fame jacket. Want to
Yeah,
see that too?
I got it here. He don't got it. I got it. It's an interesting discussion though. How do you handle those things? There's not an easy answer.
There's the coaching handbook, and then there's what's written between the lines.
And it seems like Rick is you don't have to read between the lines with me.
No, it's the handbook
kind of guy.
And I'm the pragmatist.
This is the way I wrote the handbook.
That's not who we are. Knock off the booing.
This is how we do it. This is the way I do it. And if you don't like it, kiss my ass.
You see him wearing the scarf? Got the jaunty scarf on. I appreciate that.
What do you think of Dan Hurley crying like a big baby after he lost?
Don't hold a coach accountable for being angry walking off the. What did he say while he sat down? He decompressed.
It wasn't anger. It was just like I don't know. There's a lot. It's just a lot of crying.
He is a cry. He's a crier. I mean, that's his method to get his guys going.
You got to save my life. Come on, Coach.
No, you turned down $40 million to go to the Lakers. Yeah, save your life. Okay,
God. You know he wishes he was at the Lakers right now. Oh my, what a mistake! I bet if
Bronny has earned it.
I bet Dan Hurley's wife just gets on his ass every day about, we could be living at Laguna right now, just eating at the best restaurants, and instead we're like going over to the burger joint and stores. Why, Dan? Why? It's like, and it's like probably 30-something degrees right now out there, and it just sucks. It's cold. They lost. Now you got all your players are leaving, and they're like, you could be coaching LeBron James and Luka right now, right? You know that, right?
Bronny has earned it.
Yeah, well, he could have.
Yeah, you could be coaching Bronny. It's incredible. And you passed. You're like, no, I'm a UConn lifer. Oh my God! You talk about strike while the iron's hot.
Well, I mean, he did get a raise. I mean, it wasn't like he.
Yeah, but
he. I don't think in the long run he's going to regret it. I think right now, I think the last 365 days or so have been pretty tough on the Hurley family. I think it's time for them to just get back to being who they are. Don't be a star, be a coach.
His stock will never be higher than it was a year ago today.
He's not. He doesn't function well as a star. Too much pressure. You're a coach. You need to be. You need to work underground and just show up on Tuesdays and Saturdays. Next time we see you interviewed about being mad or something like that, enough of that. Just
not only that, it goes back to what you said, and Hurley's bitched about this already in season. UConn's as great as they are as a program, it's going to be really hard for them to keep up with the Joneses.
Yeah,
because
it's tough to get people to stores. I mean, it's not hard to get them in the Connecticut uniform. There's a long line of greats, but yeah, you got to be really good because.
But he's like, where's our NIL money coming from? And Duke and North Carolina and Kentucky and now the new powers, all these new SEC programs that are popping up, they got money falling out their faces. They got football money to spend, and UConn's like, where's our money?
Do you consider UConn – I know they've tried for a long time. They've wanted to own the New York market. They wanted to be the school for New York.
They kind of are.
But I think the worry is if St. John's suddenly picks up some steam, I think there's some dollars that'll be siphoned out of that UConn possibility. Now, Syracuse is always going to be, I think, in the heart of hearts for Texas for New York basketball fans. I think Syracuse is really theirs, not St. John's for whatever reason. But St. John's, is on the rise. If Syracuse can find themselves, they got young Mello. If they can win some games, UConn could be in trouble.
UConn, St. John's, Syracuse, and Rutgers all fight for that market.
Funny, we don't even bring up Seton Hall. Just the JUCO down the street.
Especially now. They lost their coach. They're gone. They got that coach. What's that? Where did he go from? St. Peter's?
Yeah, he came. It was Shaheem
Holloway. Oh, they're dead. They're dead in the water. Dead. Peter Principal at the max.
That's
right
the
there.
Max Terry right there. Right.
And Duke, for whatever reason, gets a lot of New York kids, and Duke always sells out. They always sell out Madison Square Garden. They're big up there too. But yeah, it is a battle for those same kids. But I don't know. I'm curious to see how UConn shakes out, because it's a blue blood program, but I worry that it's about to go the way of a dinosaur blue blood, like Indiana.
It could,
because once in Indiana the money's dried up.
Mm-hmm.
Indiana's never going to. They can be a competitive basketball program. Don't get me wrong, but being a year in, year out national title threat, I don't think so ever again. It's like Nebraska in football.
The best thing that could happen to Hurley is Steph Castle get Rookie of the Year, and big center at Portland.
Donovan Clingan,
and the UConn guys continue to perform well in the pros, and that will be enough for the 5 stars to continue to look. Now, they're going to have to pay them.
That's the problem, though. They don't have the backing.
Well, they don't. And you're going to have to rely on some extraneous things that maybe you're going to need to go find one of those general managers that is good at fundraising.
And because your football program doesn't have, all these other power schools, their football programs all have mega TV deals.
Yeah.
And Connecticut football doesn't. So that money doesn't come in for the whole athletic program. I think it's going to be real hard for UConn to stay ultra relevant in the new age of college
Hurley
basketball.
will have to become the modern Izzo. You're going to have to
be
just
the best.
Trust the fact I'm going to go pro if I play for you.
Man, that's good luck. Mm-hmm. Good luck, Bubba. Maybe that's why he's crying. We'll be back. 1 hour to go. Morning Huddle, 94.1, San Antonio Sports Star.
You're locked on the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson. KTFM Floresville.
San Antonio, are you ready? The 2025 NCAA Men's Final Four is coming to the Alamo City. The NCAA Men's Final Four Fan Fest, presented by Capital One, brings fun for all ages. Fan Fest is a sports wonderland of interactive games with celebrity and athlete appearances, giveaways, and much more. Come ready to play April 4th through the 7th at the Henry B. Gonzalez Convention Center. The event is free for kids 12 and under, Capital One card holders, military personnel, and 2025 Final Four ticket holders. Visit ncaa.com/men's Final Four.
George gets justice.
At George Salinas Injury Lawyers, we are the ones you can trust. With over 100 years of combined experience, we are committed to helping people in our local community. Get George Salinas Injury Lawyers and put our experience to work for you and your case. Call George Salinas Injury Lawyers today at 210-225-0909 or visit getgeorge.com.
George gets justice. GetGeorge.com.
This report is sponsored by the Texas Department of Transportation. Texas roads are big enough to share. Drivers, do your part to help make sure everyone arrives home safely. Stay alert, stop for pedestrians at crosswalks, yield while turning, and watch your speed. Be safe. Drive smart. A message from TxDOT.
Springtime is here and baseball season is finally underway. Don't miss your chance to add your favorite players from the diamond to your Prize Picks lineup. Whether it's strikeouts, RBIs, first inning runs, you can take your pick of more or less for your shot of 1,000 times your money cash today. I'll say it again. That's today, because on Prize Picks, you can match your player projections from different sports. Combine your favorite baseball players with your favorite basketball players. Maybe it's hockey. Maybe it's esports. Maybe it's something else. That's why you download Prize Picks. And what you do with Prize Picks is you win $50 instantly. Go download the app today and use the code ALAMO. That's ALAMO to get $50 instantly after you play your first $5 lineup. I'll say it again. Download the app right now. Use the code ALAMO. That's $50 instantly. Just play your lineup. Prize Picks. Hey, go run your game. I love Prize Picks because I'm not alone. There's millions of us playing and you can win. It's easy. More or less. You better go run your game now.
Flight by Yingling. It's the next generation of light beer. For those who don't follow trends, but craft them. Flight by Yingling is 12 ounces of uncompromised refreshment from America's oldest brewery. With only 2.6 grams of carbs and 95 calories, this is premium refreshment 6 generations in the making. Don't just raise a glass, raise the bar. Flight by Yingling. Available wherever beer is sold. DG Yingling & Son Incorporated, Pottsville, Pennsylvania. Please enjoy responsibly.
Hey, listen up, San Antonio. Many of the successes you've had began with a great opportunity. Now, here's another one. Get started on your degree or certificate in San Antonio. Choose from more than 135 degree and certificate programs, faster onboarding, and more from University of Maryland Global Campus. Get personalized local support services and take online or hybrid courses right here in San Antonio. Visit UMGC at San Antonio or umgc.edu/SATX.
When you're hiring, have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting truly great candidates for your roles? It seems impossible to find them, but they have to be out there somewhere, right? Well, they're not hard to find when you know where to go, and that place is ZipRecruiter. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. And because these people are actively looking for jobs just like yours, it's easy to find the right person right away. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. But if you're not using ZipRecruiter, you're missing out. So see what it's like when the impossible is easy. When you go to ZipRecruiter.com/free right now to try ZipRecruiter for free. Once again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free. Never miss out on great candidates with ZipRecruiter.
Made in America, highest quality. That's Connecticut Quality Water Softeners. There's a reason Dave Ramsey says a Connecticut is a wise investment for your home.
Trust me, Connecticut water systems are the best of the best. I personally have one in my home. All those other water softener systems out there are junk in comparison. Connecticut uses less water and runs on kinetic energy.
So there's no computer to break, fewer moving parts, and it works only when you need it.
It was even voted most efficient water softener in the world by the Water Quality Association.
For a limited time, receive a free reverse osmosis drinking station at your kitchen sink, $400 off with trade-in, and 0% interest for 12 months with approved credit. Call Connecticut of San Antonio and the Hill Country, 210-656-PURE.
Check them out at ConnecticutSA.com and tell them Dave Ramsey sent you.
License number 38961.
ConnecticutSA.com.
SportsCenter is brought to you by Buyers Barricades, the Texas Authority in Barricade Rental. BuyersBarricades.com.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star traffic from News Talk 550 KTSA.
Good morning. As we start to get more volume on the roadways, we're definitely filling in. Now we've got a new trouble spot on the southeast side at 37 northbound, that connector to westbound Loop 410. Got an accident, that connector ramp is blocked. It's about a 10-minute delay, slow from Southton. Some debris in the roadway, Loop 410 eastbound, Starcrest right lane, 281 northbound. Before you get to Hildebrand, we still have that stall, but that's now off to the shoulder. Should take you about 15 minutes, 1604 northbound Calabria up to La Cantera Parkway, and 90 eastbound 211 410, a 15-minute commute. I'm Debbie Alcacer, KTSA Time Saver Traffic.
San Antonio Sports Center.
The San Antonio Spurs have now won 3 straight, taking down the Toronto Raptors yesterday afternoon, 123-89. Everybody who signed up to play got in and scored in the effort. They were led by Julian Champagny's 20 points and Devin Vassell's 25. Texas has a brand new head coach. Reports are Sean Miller, formerly of Xavier, most recently beating Coach Terry and the Longhorns, appears to be the new head coach. I'm Rob Thompson for 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
From the studios of San Antonio Sports Star, reaching more sports fans than any station in South Texas. Welcome to the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson. This is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Oh, yeah, baby! Hour number
number 4 of the Morning Huddle, 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. AJ and Rob getting you through on a Monday. Did you see Tiger Woods' post this weekend?
No, I did not.
Tiger Woods, who has 6.4 million followers on X, posted pictures of him and his new
lady friend,
fiance. Apparently, he says, "Love is in the air and life is better with you by my side. We look forward to our journey through life together. At this time, we would appreciate privacy for all those close to our hearts." Well, you tweeted this out to 6 million people, friend.
Okay.
Then you're asking for privacy.
Look at me, but don't look at me.
He is marrying
he's got a type.
A gal named Vanessa.
And it's got a little Trump on it. A little Trumper.
Vanessa Trump is her name. And she is the ex-wife of Donald Trump Jr. Do you think Tiger's trolling? Like, do you think he's like...
No. It'd be a deal breaker. I just don't know. But
I looked this up. During her teenage years, Vanessa dated local street gangster Valentin Rivera, member of the violent gang the Latin Kings.
What?
In 1998, Vanessa was linked to American actor Leonardo DiCaprio. From 98 to 01, Vanessa dated Saudi Prince Khalid bin Bandar bin Sultan Al Saud.
Oh, that's the richest. That's the Saudi prince.
Yeah.
That's the dude.
The relationship ended in 2001
before he cut up the.
Now, it became very difficult to hang around with, apparently, with Saudi people in 2001. There was an event that happened in our world.
They were funding a couple of things.
Yeah. So their relationship ended when he had to leave the U.S. After his Saudi ambassador father was suspected of having indirect ties to individuals linked with the Al-Qaeda hijackers. That was like, oh, we got to break up now. My dad might have been a part of 9/11. But then in 2005, she married Donald Trump Jr.
I don't think she notices the man. I think she notices the wallet. Those are all big old wallets she's been following
Seems
around.
that way.
Even the Latin King, it might not have been anything in the bank, but there was certainly a bag full of cash at hand.
Seems that way. And by the way, art of the deal, it brings up that Trump Jr. had proposed to her with a $100,000 ring that he had received as a gift from a jeweler in exchange for proposing to her in front of paparazzi outside the jewelry store.
Yeah.
That is such a that is the art of the deal. They have 5 children together, and in 2018 they filed for an uncontested divorce in New York. In July 2018, they resolved a child custody case, and the divorce was settled at the end of 2018. Trump began a relationship with Tiger Woods in November 2024. The relationship became public in March 2025, and apparently they're going to be taking that next step.
So it just got public. She looks like the first wife. She looks like Nordigan. She looks like
she does.
Every man has a type.
She looks good for her age. She looks like she's about 25. And my first thought was like, wow, Tiger's like.
You think there's a prenup? Who's signing the prenup on this?
I'm guessing after a divorce from, well, no, she wasn't married to that Saudi prince.
But I'm sure there was some go-away money.
Yeah.
There's some Trump money. I imagine Tiger's got more, but there's a prenup going on.
Yeah, they've got to. I mean, it sounds like both of them have a history of maybe not getting all the way through to the end.
What do you think? Blissful happiness forever?
Of course.
What are your odds here?
You think?
I give it 3 years.
How well do you think Tiger's still working?
Well,
you think the driver's still strong?
I think it's probably, you can, if it's not,
you think he's still
endorse a brand.
You think he's still nailing it off the tee?
I think so. I think his drives are straight off the tee. There's some lead in his pencil. I'd like to think so. If not, he can call our good friend Shannon Sharp and get a.
That's right.
Get a lozenge, and before you know it,
whatever it is,
you're busy again. So, Tiger, just good luck to you.
Well,
you haven't had the best taste in women. Let's just say, Tiger, that
they're good looking.
Over the years, I'm just saying what looked good to you wasn't necessarily good for you. So I wish you good luck.
Is it fair to blame those women for behaving irrationally after Tiger did the things that Tiger did.
Remember the last one, didn't he have a restraining order against her? Like, she left the house to go get coffee, and then by the time she came back,
Yeah, you're out.
You don't get to come back. Now, I assume it was a rather volatile relationship beforehand. I'm just saying that your taste in women, Tiger, hasn't really been the best for you over the years.
Yeah, Tiger not. I don't think Tiger's great at relationship.
No, probably not.
But, it's...
Just keep banging waitresses in a Friendly's bathroom. Just carry on.
You keep swinging for the fences.
Give him an NDA and just carry on,
Do what Jeter did.
Yeah, give him a nice parting gift box.
Yeah, like, hey, let's hang out and then beat it.
Autograph a putter for them and they're on their way.
Just make sure you're gone in the morning. Don't.
I think it'd work out for everybody.
Can I get your number? Absolutely not.
No.
I'm Tiger Woods, lady. Like, no.
Charlie might see you. Go out the back.
I mean, this chick's hot, but I mean, she must be such a wildcat to get these.
What did you do that the others didn't?
Yes. Because, again, she's hot, but it's not like she's the hottest girl in the whole world. She's working with something unseen to people
she has a very specific talent.
I'm talking about, can create diamonds.
It could be that.
It's got to be.
There's golf balls and fire hoses and water hoses. Or
you know what?
Yeah.
I bet she does stuff.
I bet she does allow some things done.
I bet she does stuff that other girls
just won't let
they
happen.
don't like to do.
No.
And she's like, I like to do that stuff.
I learned this. You want to see what I learned from the Saudi prince?
You like to do that stuff?
What the harem? What was going on over there?
He's like, did you do this with the Saudi prince? Yeah. And if they found out, I would have been beheaded. But guess what?
For some of the things I can do.
But I did.
Chicks dig the long ball. Chicks dig the sack. And he's got both.
She definitely does stuff. Definitely. But good for Tiger Woods. So
and her.
And her. You're right. Good for both of them. God. But I do love the whole idea of tweeting things out and then saying, now that you 6.2 million people know that we have a public relationship, we'd appreciate privacy.
Hey, look at me. Don't look at me. But look at me while you're not looking at me. Don't look at me while you're looking at me. But look at me. But don't look at me.
Please don't bring any attention to this.
Stop talking about me, but talk about me.
Right.
Just not a lot. Just talk about me, though.
Yeah, but it's,
Don't look at me while you're talking about me.
You don't do it. But privacy, please. Mind the privacy.
Unless it's a good picture. I mean, unless I look really good.
If you're going to say
smoking hot,
if you're going to say nice stuff,
that's have to say nice. Well, you know what? Don't pay attention, but don't pay attention. But publicize everything I say.
That's cool. Nice stuff is cool.
100,000 for just bending the knee right in front of the jewelry store.
The other thing, you know what the biggest upset was over the weekend?
Biggest upset?
Yep.
Was it the Italians falling to the Germans in the UEFA Cup?
No.
Oh, damn it.
It was Gable Stevenson, who is was considered the greatest amateur wrestler in the world.
I know, but Gable is a name. When I hear that name, I think wrestling. So is he related to that guy?
Gable Stevenson. He lost in the heavyweight finals of the NCAA tournament to Wyatt Hendrickson, a relative unknown from Oklahoma State.
I sense a movie.
With a standalone mustache.
World class. I gotta see this thing.
He got a late takedown over Gable Stevenson. And so Gable Stevenson's last collegiate match ends with an L. So that's now my guess. My hope is that Gable Stevenson now goes to MMA because I want to see him fight. He's so good at what he does.
Why don't more collegiate wrestlers end up in the MMA?
A lot of wrestlers don't like getting punched in the face.
I'm amongst one of them. Yes,
they are.
I get that.
Against that, they hate when that happens. Stevenson had a 70-match unbeaten streak, was going for his 4th straight college season without a loss, and lost to Hendrickson. 20 seconds left. Hendrickson got a takedown to take the lead, and he said, I was looking at the clock, and I'm squeezing him. They asked him what you were thinking. He said, I made up my mind. If he didn't stand up, I didn't want to lock my hands. I didn't want to get a locked hands call, but I was squeezing. If he stands up, I'm just going to lock and pick him up and just hold him in the air for the last couple seconds because I'm like, I've made it this far, and I knew I was going to win the match. I don't care if I had to rip my arms off squeezing him. I'm holding this man down and winning this match. So there it was. He won the national title.
He's from Apple Valley High School.
Gable Stevenson is, or the Hendrickson guy?
Gable Stevenson is Apple. You know why that matters?
No.
That's the alma mater of former Spur Trey Jones.
Oh, okay.
Apple Valley, quite an athletic history there.
Well, there you go. Everybody in the arena was stunned that this dude lost. I mean, it's a big deal. Like, I know you don't care about amateur wrestling.
No, I'm down for a big upset.
4 straight years without losing, and you lose in the last match, your last match of your career.
That sucks.
It does suck. I mean, it's nice to go like 1,000,001. That's pretty. And he won a gold medal over that course too. So
he won the gold medal in 2020, the Big Ten championship in 21-22, the Division I heavyweight champion from Minnesota, and you're right, with 1 loss on his record.
Yep, tough one to.
Just come back and go to grad school.
You know who else wrestled at another heavyweight wrestler who lost in the championship match at Minnesota?
I have no idea.
Brock Lesnar.
What?
Yeah, he lost the finals to a fella named Stephen Neal, who went on to win multiple Super Bowls as the guard for the New England Patriots. Didn't play college football. Was a collegiate wrestler.
I remember this.
And
guy.
ended up playing college football or playing professional football with 0 football experience. Didn't even play high school football, and made it in the NFL. But yeah, he beat Brock Lesnar in Brock Lesnar's last match.
Turned out okay for Brock.
I think actually things have gone downhill for Brock.
Really?
Yeah, I think he was involved with some of that Vince McMahon weird like sex bullying stuff, and like Brock he's like a ultra private person, lives in the mountains or lives in Minnesota or Idaho or something like that. Doesn't talk to anybody.
He tried to go MMA for a minute, didn't he?
I mean, he was the UFC heavyweight champion.
Yeah.
He was
in and out.
Very good.
What was this? Was he a better wrestler? Or
yeah. But again, Brock Lesnar, his downfall was hated getting punched in the face.
Again, I identify. I get it.
All right, let's hit a break. We'll talk about what's going on in the world outside of sports. It's the Morning Huddle, 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star traffic from News Talk 550 KTSA.
Good morning. As you start to head into your midday commute, we do have a few stalls. All of these are off to the shoulder. 281 northbound Hildebrand, 35 southbound Schertz Parkway, right shoulder block. And this stall at I-10 eastbound Woodlake Parkway east side, that stall has the left shoulder blocked. Now, if you guys see something we're not talking about, call us on the traffic tip line so we can check it out. 210-785-2601. I'm Debbie Alcacer, KTSA, Time Saver Traffic.
Injuries happen, and when they do, skip the ER and get to the Ortho Now Injury Clinic by TSAOG Orthopedics and Spine. Ortho Now provides walk-in care for injuries like broken bones, dislocations, sprains, and strains. Conveniently located in the Quarry area with extended hours Monday through Saturday with on-site x-ray casting and bracing, Ortho Now has everything you need to treat your injury, and best of all, no urgent care or emergency room copay. Learn more online at TSAOG.com.
Progressive knows when you're on your boat, you're already on vacation. And Vacation You forgets all your worries. Vacation You doesn't even keep track of time and knows that time is a meaningless construct designed to control us, man. But Regular You knows you don't want to be too far out in the water after the sun goes down because Vacation You doesn't know how to navigate in the dark yet. Vacation You and Regular You really need to get on the same page. So bundle your boat with your home or auto policy and earn an automatic discount from Progressive. And spend the savings on the both of you. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
This report is sponsored by Rapid Radios.
Rapid Radios are instant push-to-talk walkie-talkies offering national LTE coverage and no subscription ever. A great alternative to a mobile phone for your kids. For a limited time, go to rapidradios.com and you'll get 60% off. Free UPS shipping. Add code radio and get an extra 5% off.
The moment you find out you're pregnant can be very exciting. Knowing what to do and how to get started can also be overwhelming. Healthy Start is here to help you know what to expect. You should see your your doctor in the first trimester to reduce the risk of a premature birth and for a healthy pregnancy. Healthy Start is a free program that offers support and resources while you're pregnant and for your baby's first 2 years of life. For more information, call us at 210-207-4725. Get the help you need to give your baby a healthy start.
Hi, I'm attorney Steve Benke. If you've made the decision to divorce, you need an experienced attorney who can help. I've helped many people get through divorce, custody, child support, and alimony problems. Call me. I'm attorney Steve Benke.
210-DIVORCE or go to BenkeLaw.com.
Hi, everybody. It's Joe Reinagel. You know, now is a great time of year to get your roof inspected and ready for our crazy spring weather. Be it hot, cold, rain, or hail. Who knows what Mother Nature has in store for us this year? Call Stevens Roofing at 210-785-0994. You know, your roof protects your home and your family. A quality roof overhead means comfort, confidence, and certainly peace of mind. Now is the time to get your roof ready for spring. Call Stevens Roofing at 210-785-0994 or go to stevensroofing.net.
Imagine finding your dream home and moving in right away. No waiting to sell your old place first. Sounds perfect, right? That's exactly what Orchard's Move First, Sell Later program lets you do. Buy your new home now and sell the old one later. Jason Minix here from The Blitz. That's exactly what I did. Here's how it works. Orchard gives you cash so you can buy and move into your new home first on your timeline. No waiting, no showings, no double moves. Then the Orchard experts take it from there. They handle repairs on your old home and make price-boosting upgrades. Once they're done, a local Orchard agent lists and sells your home for top dollar. Orchard's Move First program gives you the freedom to buy and move into your new home first and sell your old home later. Buy before you sell and get top dollar for your home with Orchard. Ready to find out how much your home is worth? Visit Orchard.com to get your free home evaluation. That's Orchard.com. Calling all snack MVPs, it's time to huddle up with Southern Recipe Small Batch Pork Rinds, the low-carb, high-protein snack with a flavor-packed crunch. From sea salt and cracked black pepper to hot honey, sweet barbecue, and more, these bold bites are ready to tackle your crunch time cravings. Find your flavor playbook at H-E-B and make every bite count. Because when it's crunch time, there's only one snack you need on your team. Southern Recipe Small Batch.
Whoa, it's you, the Capital One Bank guy.
That's what they call me.
Mind if I get a selfie?
Yeah, sure thing. Say no fees or minimums on your Capital One checking account.
Wow, that's a keeper. So, where are you heading?
I'm off to spread the good news that Capital One helps people keep more money in their wallet with no overdraft fees.
Oh, you're the best Capital One Bank guy.
Hey, mind if I get a selfie?
Sure.
Say, Capital One, what's in your wallet?
Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com/bank for details. Capital One NA, member FDIC.
Who's cutting down the nets this year? Get in on all the tournament action at ESPN Bet Sportsbook. Go from tracking the latest upsets to placing bets in just a few taps. Right now, new customers can get $100 in bonus bets when you make your first $10 wager. Download the ESPN Bet Sportsbook app and sign up with promo code JQ to get started today. Must be 21 plus. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Terms and conditions apply. See app for details. Offer not available in New York.
Pizza craving? We've got you covered at Round Table Pizza. We've been crafting pizzas with premium, high-quality ingredients for over 60 years. From our made-from-scratch dough to our savory toppings piled all the way to the edge. Find your nearest location or order delivery at roundtablepizza.com.
If you missed The Blitz with Jason and Joe, then you missed this.
One good thing about guys, right? I feel sorry for women. You know, because guys can pee anywhere. Women, it takes a little more effort.
If they got to go bad enough, they can go behind the car.
Well, they can.
Squat down by the wheel.
You got to make sure that there's nothing in the way. Yeah. Pretty happy about that. Pretty happy I don't have to worry about hiking anything up. You just whip it out. Go to town.
Right home with The Blitz. Afternoons 2 to 6 on 94.1. San Antonio's Sports Star. You're listening to the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob.
Came up from, what was that little school he was at? Was it Missouri, Northwest Missouri State?
double directional school.
Yeah, Northwest Missouri State. He was there for 15 years, 394 and 91 at that school, and it got him a job at Drake. And he said, you know what? I'm bringing all my boys with me. He brought his whole team, bunch of D2. There was one kid who was a holdover from last year's Drake team who made the team. And now he's leaving Drake after just 1 year. He's headed to Iowa.
Can he take that Blitz kid with him?
I'm guessing he will try his best to.
That guy can play.
He's a baller. But I think he's also like a 25-year-old senior.
Doesn't matter.
I mean,
there's always room for another degree.
Well, we're looking at a lot of NFL scouts seem to love Tyler Shuck, the former Oregon, former Texas Tech, former Louisville quarterback. And I was going through it. He played 7 years of college football. He's about to be 26 years old.
Don't you? I love this. I do.
It's crazy. Like, dude, get a job already. Like, what are you doing? You can't just do this forever. You can't be a college football player till you're 40, all right? It's time to stop. But, yeah, he's Fran McCaffrey out, Ben McCollum in as the head coach at Drake. Great hire. I just hate cheering. I like Ben McCollum. I wanted him to do well. I hate cheering for Iowa.
I don't know why. Well,
I don't know.
They're just,
I don't like them in football
nice
or basketball.
People. They're good people. Good corn-fed. They're all shiny and bright. They seem like they're happy.
I don't like that. I don't like their mascot. I don't like Hawkeyes.
I don't even know what that is, but
all I know is Hawkeye was he's the arrow shooting guy. He's the archer in the Avengers.
Well, originally he was the character in the Fenimore Cooper book.
Oh, well.
The Last of the Mohicans.
Oh, yeah,
he was
okay.
Hawkeye.
Okay.
That's
a nice story, but we talk about superheroes on this show. Not books.
Hawkeye was
you keep your books to yourself.
In the Last of the Mohicans, Hawkeye was the dude was the father of Daniel Day-Lewis. That was Hawkeye.
Okay.
The Last of the Mohicans was Hawkeye.
Wow. I thought Daniel Day-Lewis was the last of the
Mohicans. No, he was a half-blood.
That's true. Okay. Well, there you go.
There you go. I will find you.
I think that's do we blame Hawkeye then for the end of the Mohicans?
No, he was just the last. Because remember he had it was a great book.
I mean, I haven't read the book. I've only seen the movie.
Well, in the movie, he has the story of his people is that beaded thing, and he's talking about, I am Hawkeye, the last of the Mohicans, and it's telling the story of the French and Indian War that was going on at the time. How did we get here?
Was it happening in Iowa?
No, it should have been, though.
Yeah, that's a bad mascot. That's dumb.
Would you rather have a Hawkeye or an Iowa State
Cyclone? Cyclone seems cooler.
I don't think we were allowed. I thought we had to get rid of those. Because we can't have hurricanes, can we?
Yeah, Miami's hurricane still.
I guess so.
Yeah.
Okay. So we can have dread.
Yeah, of course.
Can we have wildfires?
I'm sure you could.
Like Chicago Fire, I guess so.
Yeah, it'd be a weird mascot to have. But
why would you name your team after a tragedy?
I think there's maybe it's a soccer team called the Earthquakes.
Yeah, there are.
And I think it might be San Francisco. San Francisco Earthquakes. I mean, that seems like a really in bad taste. Like, and if I was a person who my grandpa died in the great earthquake of 1988, I'd be really bummed out about it. But I guess it's like,
do we have a plague? Can we have a plague as a mascot? You could have like a virus.
The Wuhan bubonics, or like, I don't know how.
I'm an idea guy. Just if you're a new school and you're looking for a mascot,
you're just throwing
I'd
things
go with
out.
plague.
It's not a bad call. Not a bad call. All right, let's see what's going on in the world outside of sports. A man had to go to the hospital. This was in China. He had to go because he got something stuck in his mouth. He had to walk in with his partner.
This is in China, you say?
In China.
And they're walking. I feel like I need to spray him with a hose. Okay, move on. What's stuck?
His girlfriend's fist got stuck in his mouth. Apparently, they had tried to shoot a funny video. They were looking for clicks to post online in which they could see if the woman's hand was small enough to fit in her boyfriend's mouth.
Where you just kind of squeeze that tube into your mouth?
Yeah. and she squeezed the hand into his mouth. She managed to get it in there just fine.
Well, why couldn't you get it out? I don't understand. Just don't make the fist.
When she tried to pull it out, his mouth muscles stiffened and the hand became stuck. After repeatedly trying to pull out her hand from the man's mouth, the young woman decided they needed medical attention.
She's the one that decided that?
She's the one, yeah. The woman said her boyfriend's face gradually turned red and all her efforts to yank her hand free from his mouth were useless. He drooled continuously because he couldn't close his mouth, and his throat made a gurgling sound. To make matters worse, his teeth were clamped down on her wrist because of his contracted muscles.
Good God.
Saliva was running down my wrist to my elbow. It felt like my hand was stuck in a meat grinder.
We're acting like she's the one that's bad off. She's fine. What are you talking about? You got a little drool.
I mean, she is biting he's biting her hand off.
He's got a full fist in his mouth, and she's complaining about some slobber.
Dr. Zhang Ming Wang said the girl's hand got stuck because her boyfriend's jaw muscles contracted, preventing him from opening his mouth. This created a dangerous cycle. The more pain, the tighter he clenched his jaw. To solve the problem, hospital staff first tried to calm the patients and prevent the man from choking or vomiting by playing some soothing music. And then they used a special mouth opener to expand his jaw enough to inject a muscle relaxant. After about 20 minutes, Dr. Zhang gently rotated the girl's wrist, taking advantage of the sliding properties of the jaw to finally unjam it. He presents the case as a cautionary tale, warning people that forcing a person's jaw open can cause nerve damage or dislocation of the jaw.
You see, kids.
We would also add that you should just not jam your fist into someone's mouth just to be safe.
I'm more surprised in that entire story. The one shocking bit of news is there is, in fact, a human jaw spreader.
Well, yeah. I mean,
do you think it was designed solely for that, or they made do with something in somebody's trunk?
I think they have a special tool.
Like a Jaws of Life?
I think they have a special tool.
They used it in like red light areas and where things like this would be probably a little bit more common.
A
locked jaw on an appendage.
A flight from Dallas-Fort Worth to New York diverted to Atlanta when a passenger kept flicking a lighter.
I've seen this. I saw the video of this.
And they wouldn't give it up when a flight attendant tried to confiscate it. I guess he had like a nervous tick.
Uh-huh.
And he needed
How'd he get that lighter on?
That's what I want to know. I guess you're allowed to bring a single lighter with you. You just can't make fire while you're on the plane, obviously. But they said, hey, we need you to give up the lighter for the rest of the trip, or the whole flight's going to have to be diverted. And he wouldn't give it up.
So this was a nervous tick? It was like a stimming thing for this person? Like, this is how I'm going to get through this flight because I'm nervous?
I guess so.
Well, we're going to have to duct tape you to the seat. Sorry.
They diverted the flight to Atlanta.
See?
Oh, my gosh. I would kick this guy's ass.
Let's just tape him to the seat and take his lighter. Let's just land where we're supposed to land.
Dude, if you ever get my flight diverted over some dumb stuff, we're fighting. Because I hate flying to begin with.
Then you're going to do this to me?
It's a pain in the ass. Now you're making it worse for me.
You know what it should look like? That scene in Airplane where that person's losing his mind, everybody lines up to slap him. We all get to do that. If it's you, we get to line up and slap you on the way out of the plane.
Let's see. What else? Oh. A woman was stopped for traffic violations, and once she realized that she had an active warrant, she decided to go for it. And she rammed a pair of state police cruisers and a gas pump before leading police on a high-speed chase that ended when she crashed her car into a guardrail. Her name's Electra Chiuli. She sounds like a gal who would get in trouble eventually. She was taken into custody after officers found her hiding under the deck of a home near the site of the wreck.
So Electra ran from the run.
Yes.
Good.
Yeah. She had an active arrest warrant in connection with a prior pursuit earlier that week. This was the second time.
I think we need to find her a job on the racetrack. She seems to want to race a little bit.
The trooper followed the vehicle until it stopped at a gas station where they were met with backup. And because she had a history of police pursuits, The troopers used a box-in technique around her car to prevent her from driving away.
Sounds like that didn't work.
But she refused to exit the vehicle. So they broke out a rear window, and when they did that, she said, okay, and she accelerated into the driver's side door of a police cruiser. She then accelerated backwards, collided with a fuel pump, rammed a second cruiser, which gave her the space to get out of the parking lot. And then she went in. By the way, she's driving a Subaru, a Subaru Legacy, like a Subaru.
Get me one of those. They seem to work.
How fast can you go?
Fast enough?
I guess so. Either way, she's obviously.
So there's a woman named Electra driving a Subaru.
Yes, and she's obviously been now detained and has lost her freedom for the foreseeable future. So we'll try and keep you updated on that. I found this list of movies, the 10 worst movie remakes ever, and you know I love a good list. Number 10, The Wicker Man.
They remade that?
Apparently, this was a movie from 1973.
Oh, so the remake I thought was the original.
Was the one with Nicolas Cage, which is a really bad movie. A really
I thought that was the original one.
No, it's been made before. Number 9, The Mummy.
No,
the Tom Cruise Mummy.
Oh, no, that was terrible.
Yeah, in 2017. Was a remake of...
The Brendan Fraser one was good.
Yeah, I like Brendan Fraser. I don't like this. 2007's Halloween, directed by Rob Zombie. I love Halloween, the original movie, but I liked this one too. Yeah. It was different, but John Carpenter's Halloween was better, but this one was different, and I think still good.
17 Halloweens too.
Yeah, there's enough. 2002 Rollerball.
Oh, the best Rollerball was good. The first one was good.
1975.
Jimmy Caan, yes, sir.
I haven't seen the remake.
I think it had Ice Cube. Had one of the. I think. Was it? No, it wasn't Ice Cube. It had that.
It was LL Cool J.
It was LL. I knew they pulled a rapper up to get in this role.
Yeah. I didn't know that this existed. Did you know that Ben-Hur was remade in 2016?
No, I did not.
I didn't either, so I can't tell you if that's good or bad. I've never heard of it. I never knew that it existed, so I was out on it. 2022 Pinocchio.
This was the Tim Burton one that sucked.
No, Robert Zemeckis and Tom Hanks.
What?
Yeah, I didn't know that this existed either.
It's been pulled from the shelves. I hadn't seen it.
Yep. 1998 Psycho.
I remember the remake.
The Psycho with what's his name? Vince Vaughn.
Yeah, that they tried. Yeah. It was never Anthony Perkins, but it wasn't terrible, I didn't think.
Now, this was a horror movie that was a remake that was very bad. Was 2010 Nightmare on Elm Street.
I don't remember the remake.
It was bad, and the guy who they put as Freddy, just it was a terrible.
Was he too Freddy-ish?
Yeah,
I mean, the guy that played Freddy, you knew it was him even when he didn't have makeup on. You could tell.
Yeah, and they the whole thing about this Freddy was they made him you knew Freddy was a child murderer, but in this version they let you know that Freddy is also a pedophile.
Oh.
And
so more reason to.
And it's you kind of want, at a minimum, you want the movie to be fun, and it's hard to be fun when that's the backstory of it. Number 2 is Old Boy, directed by Spike Lee, which I think this is the original one in 2003 by the Park Chan-wook was his name, is phenomenal. They didn't need to remake this at all.
I never saw either.
And then this one I've never heard of, Black Christmas.
Nope.
I've never heard of the original or the new one, but apparently the original in 2019 is very bad.
It was terrible.
It is a bloodless and brainless PG-13 bastardization that swings at sermonizing while backburnering everything that might appeal to anyone who bought a ticket to the original Black Christmas.
I still don't know what it's about.
I think it's about, it looks like a bunch of gals who are doing violence on Christmas.
Oh, I thought it was an ethnic thing.
And it has a lady director named Sophia Takal. Bob Clark had he made it in 2006. It was a slasher film, and they tried to make it for teenagers. I hate horror movies that are for teenagers.
Aren't they all for teenagers?
No, I like it. I'm talking about like 14, 15-year-old
Oh,
teenagers.
like the jump movies.
Yeah, I like movies where there's blood everywhere, there's boobies because girls are getting it on in the tent when they shouldn't be, like camp counselors are doing stuff. That's the kind of horror movies I like. Yeah, oh yeah. But, when they try to PG-13 horror movies are the worst.
No, they just want to jump you. And you see all the scary parts in all the previews. You don't even need to go.
And yes, Joey, I mean a woman director. Not a lady. Director. She's a woman.
Only a woman.
That's right. All right, let's hit our last break of the day. When we come back, we will wrap up the show the way we always do by checking out the daily lines. It's the Morning Huddle on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
The following is a dramatization.
Davis Law Firm, how can I help?
That guy pulled out in front of me out of nowhere. The police are on their way, but I'm really shaken up.
Don't worry. We're going to get you taken care of. You made the right call.
I'm Jeff Davis. If you've been hurt in a car, truck, or 18-wheeler wreck, call Davis Law Firm at 444-4444. We're ready to help day or night, and there's no fee unless we win.
Davis Law Firm, San Antonio.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
Do you find yourself stuck in a timeshare? Get the real facts about the timeshare industry and your options for cancellation. Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group, has put together a free information guide that reveals the secrets the timeshare industry doesn't want you to know, including the 5 ways to get rid of your timeshare. Call now and get this timeshare cancellation guide absolutely free.
Call 800-859-6688. 800-859-6688. 800-859-6688.
At the Institute for Functional Health, we are dedicated to helping you live life fully, playing with your kids, golfing, and feeling great without relying on pills. We're not about treating symptoms temporarily. We're about extending your health span, the years you live in good health. I'm Dr. Torres, and for over a decade, my team has transformed lives by tackling health issues at the root. Tired of medications without real answers? Take control of your health with us. Call 210-468-1891 for a free Discovery Day consultation or visit iffhealth.com. Improve your health span today.
Who's cutting down the nets this year? Get in on all the tournament action at ESPN Bet Sportsbook. Go from tracking the latest upsets to placing bets in just a few taps. Right now, new customers can get $100 in bonus bets when you make your first $10 wager. Download the ESPN Bet Sportsbook app and sign up with promo code USL to get started today. Must be 21 or older. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Terms and conditions apply. See app for details. Offer not available in New York.
When you're hiring, have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting truly great candidates for your roles? It seems impossible to find them, but they have to be out there somewhere, right? Well, they're not hard to find when you know where to go, and that place is ZipRecruiter. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. And because these people are actively looking for jobs just like yours, it's easy to find the right person right away. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. But if you're not using ZipRecruiter, you're missing out. So see what it's like when the impossible is easy. When you go to ZipRecruiter.com/free right now to try ZipRecruiter for free. Once again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free. Never miss out on great candidates with ZipRecruiter.
Welcome to TGL presented by SoFi, golf's newest league. It's sharp and it's electric. How is it sharp? How is it electric? Good questions. Try this on for size. 2 hours of hammer dropping, overtime, forcing, playoffs on the line, golf. With 24 of the best players from the PGA Tour. Split into 6 teams. Atlanta, Boston, Jupiter, LA, New York, and the Bay. This isn't your average Sunday pickup game. Tune in every week for TGL matches, only on ESPN. Keep up. It's golf.
For a limited time at Verizon, you can get our best price ever. That's 4 lines on unlimited welcome for just $25 a line per month with autopay plus taxes and fees. You'll also get the new iPhone 16 Pro, 4 of them for the entire family when you trade in up to 4 phones from our top brands. That's a new phone for everyone, only on the network you can count on. Verizon. Visit a store today. 20 monthly promo credits applied over 36 months with a new line on unlimited welcome. In times of congestion, unlimited 5G and 4G LTE may be temporarily slower than other traffic. Domestic data roaming at 2G speeds. Additional terms apply for phone offer. See Verizon.com for details.
Robinhood
Robinhood Gold members can now enjoy the VIP treatment, receiving a 3% IRA match on annual retirement contributions. With Robinhood Gold, the perks of the high net worth are now available for any net worth. The new gold standard is here with Robinhood Gold. To receive a 3% boost on annual IRA contributions, sign up at Robinhood.com/gold. Investing involves risk. 3% match requires Robinhood Gold $5 a month for 1 year from first match. Must keep funds in IRA for 5 years. Go to Robinhood.com/boost. Robinhood Financial LLC member SIPC. Gold membership is offered by Robinhood Gold LLC.
Progressive knows sports brings people together, but you gotta feel bad for people who don't even get it. Some people will never know what it's like to see their favorite team's hopes decided by a ping pong ball to draft the next superstar. Or not. I mean, sure, it's silly for your happiness to hinge on the success of a 20-year-old entry-level employee, but you just can't help yourself. The stress is exhilarating. Progressive can't bring people together like the draft, but we can bring your home and auto insurance together with a bundle. So switch and see if you could save hundreds. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers not available in all states or situations.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star Spring Golf Classic is back. And it's all about having a great time. Grab your buddies, and ladies too, and hit the course for a fun, laid-back day of golf, laughs, and a little friendly competition at the Golf Club of Texas, Monday, April 14th. It's just $120 a player, or $400 for a foursome. A solid deal for a day of good times with your crew. The Spring Golf Classic benefits the Pan American Golf Association. But don't worry, this isn't some After you've crushed it on the course, join us at the Hangar Bar and Grill on Potranco for the ultimate after party. Cold drinks, great food, and good time.
Hi, this is Joe Reinagle. You're listening to the home of the Texas Rangers, 94.1 San Antonio.
I can watch Michigan State and NC State in the women's basketball championship.
I think one will lead to another. I think you could do both. One will help with the other.
You know what? You're right.
It's called a video sleeping pill.
That's a win-win. When's the last time you remember the Spurs winning a basketball match by 34 points?
Well, let's see. I went to look at the biggest wins in Spurs history, and if you're curious, the biggest one they've ever had was a 51-point margin way back in 2015. They beat the Philadelphia 76ers 119-68. The last time we were remotely close to this, in 2018, we beat the Phoenix Suns by 48 points. It's been a minute since then. In 2017 and 18, we had a couple of back-to-backers, 39-point wins.
But so, I mean, are we talking like it's been years since they won by?
Years, yes, years.
I mean, I guess the last few years have been bad, but yeah, 34-point win last night for the Spurs over the Raptors.
Okay, we had just last year, December the 31st, we took down the Clippers 122-86. December 31st of 2024. That was the last time we saw anything even remotely close to this. Nice win against the Raptors, of which. I'm sure there were some folks there that saw it.
The Raptors are so dreadful. I didn't even remember that the Spurs were playing yesterday.
I didn't either.
In fact, I watched 0 minutes of NBA basketball this week. 0 minutes. The only thing I saw was a really bad play from LeBron where like they inbounded to him and then he kind of just like dropped the ball and the Bulls stole it and jammed it down and it's like, and I guess they got blown out by the Bulls.
They did.
The Lakers are a mess. I mean, they haven't been, but that was an ugly performance.
And, the variance is a game between 3 and 6 or 2 and 6. I mean, the roll of the dice here for the last 3 weeks, the entirety of the seeding could change at the top or end.
And it's funny, you were saying nobody wants to be the 6 seed, or no one wants to be the 3 because they don't want to play the 6, which looks like it's the Warriors, but I think the Warriors are going to end up being the 5.
They could win their way up, absolutely.
So everybody's doing all this trying to finagle their way into a seed, and we'll see how it works out.
We'll tune back in next week.
All right, let's go ahead and do it. Let's take a look at the daily lines.
It's the Morning Huddle's look at the daily lines with AJ and Rob on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
The aforementioned LA Lakers start off the day. They're at the Orlando Magic. The Magique, as the French call them. Lakers minus 3.5 on the road, coming off a blowout loss to the Bulls.
Yeah, injuries. LeBron's game time. Is Hachimura's game time. Suggs is out as long as Mo Wagner is gone. You know how bad you would have to be to even be this close to Orlando right now?
That's surprising. But maybe
they're both 4-6 in their last 10. The Lakers have lost to the Magic coming off a victory.
I think I like the Magic.
3.5
at home.
They're at home, but this should be about a 6 or 7 point Laker favor.
Okay.
But I guess given this
been
number
garbage lately.
Yeah.
Timberwolves plus 2.5 in Minnesota. Oh no, in Indiana. Sorry. Pacers 2.5 point home favorites. I have no idea what the Pacers are. They've been confusing to me all year. How about this one? I want you to pick the winner here. The Toronto Raptors, coming off a 34-point loss, they're catching points at the Washington Wizards. So do you want to bet on a team that just lost by 34 to the Spurs or bet on the Wizards? Wizards minus 1.5.
First of all, we're all winners because we get to watch a game like this.
No one's watching this game.
We get this opportunity. Let's see what we got here.
Edwin is the biggest basketball fan. Would you ever watch this game, Edwin?
No.
Yeah,
Why not?
This is bad.
This is a battle for Cooper flag. This matters, guys.
It doesn't, though.
This matters. Oh, it matters.
These teams are already locked
the
into
NBA
the filth.
tells me it matters. I believe them. Well, of course you take the home team, right?
I don't know.
Take the Wizards, right?
I think you take the Raptors, bounce back from a big loss.
Can't get any worse.
Stock's low right now. You got to buy it while the stock's low. Mavericks plus 1 in Brooklyn. God, these are some dreadful games.
See, the NBA's smart.
Sixers
they put these games together right during the tourney when we really don't care.
Sixers at the Pelicans.
God.
Bulls plus 3 at the Nuggets. What's going on with the Nuggets? That they're
their defense is so bad, just atrocious right now. I think Luka's taking a break. Offensively, they're still
Jokic
scoring.
Is taking a break,
I mean, look, but I think right now, look at their last 4 games defensively. The Nuggets are giving up points in droves.
This is a weird number. This is a queer line. Boston minus 4 at Sacramento.
Somebody's hurt.
It's got to be.
Somebody down. Rest. Sac's been letting us down, too. I thought they had a couple of games in them. They don't.
And the Bucks plus 2.5 in Phoenix for your nightcap there. In the world of ice hockey, professional ice hockey, the Devils, Vicky Valancourt is the Devil. They're minus 140 against the Canucks. Those Canucks heading to New Jersey. The Columbus Blue Jackets are at the Islanders. Islanders minus 130. The Stars of Dallas, the Stars at night, are big and bright. They are minus 220 favorites against the Minnesota Wild. The Utah Hockey Club. Did you say Utes? Hockey Club, minus 160, hosting the lowly Detroit Red Wings. There's some bad hockey games tonight, too. You know what? This is a night to not watch sports games.
No, you're right. It's a night to catch up on your
you got a TV show you like? Tonight's the night, Bubba.
Well, because it's a little slow. Thursday we have opening day. Major League Baseball's opening day. We got everything coming, so you can take a night off, relax a little bit.
Yeah, I think that's the move. We were talking about college baseball before the show.
Well, I try not to talk about it.
You know, A&M they were the preseason favorite.
We are the Kansas Jayhawks of your college baseball world. We went from 1 to unranked.
They were the preseason favorites to win the national title. They are now 45-1.
Yep. We are pacing ourselves, handicapping. We're giving, we're playing with your strokes. So it's not where you start, it's where you finish.
They're now 18th in the odds. And remember when Texas State fan got really mad at me for not talking about beating A&M? Well, it turns out everybody beats A&M. It's not that big of a deal.
Well, UTSA beat A&M, and UTSA also beat Texas.
Well,
I mean, it seems it's a bigger deal now beating Texas, but when they beat A&M, we thought it really matters.
Yeah.
UTSA might have the best baseball program for 100 miles.
Texas still 30-1 to win the national championship. The favorite now is Tennessee at 4-1. LSU plus 750, but Texas just swept LSU this weekend.
Usual suspects.
LSU wore white pants to Texas.
That serves them right.
They said, "Oh, we're going to show up and show them this is our house."
That is such a baseball thing.
That is. It's so stupid. But Texas gave them the business, ran them out. That's what Aggie, when they show up to Texas, they should wear white pants.
We will put our white pants on.
No, put the white they should wear the costume of those guys wear.
It's not a costume. It is the prescribed yell leader attire.
Yeah, it's a costume. The milkman costume.
It is the attire that has been prescribed for them. They're not proud of it. They have to. It's tradition.
Well, yeah. They're not proud of it. They don't have to do that.
I mean, that's what
they
we do.
signed up to do that.
I know, but that's what we do. It's like
Did you ever consider it?
No, I'm not of, and I wasn't born of it. You know, it's kind of like you have to. I didn't start as a freshman. I got there later. I think you have to be kind of indoctrinated into that. It's like you can't be president of the United States if you moved here.
Did your kids think about doing it?
No. Because it's a kind of a prereq to be a yell leader. You got to be in the Corps of Cadets.
Okay.
That's kind of the lineage of the yell leader. You don't have to, but if you're going to get elected, it's an elected thing. They march to the polls where the rest of the people just show up. So it's normally a yell leader.
God, imagine you're a person who you want to be a yell leader, and there's a vote and you lose, and they say, "Yeah, you can't be that."
Dude,
I would
yell leaders you call boss. If you are elected yell leader, you're going to make hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars the moment you walk out of school.
That's crazy to me.
Because you're more than just that.
Hey, it's a Mellow Monday, by the way. Mellow Mushroom, which we love. We give away a $50 gift card to Mellow Mushroom every Monday on this show. Every Monday we do it. And today's Monday, and we waited till the last minute.
Yeah, almost.
But I decided to do it.
Well, you got guilty. We were going to keep it, but we're going to.
I know. Edwin's like, "Oh, you got to give away right now."
Edwin was our conscience.
You can't eat the pizza.
Get off my shoulder, Edwin.
You're gaining weight. You don't need to eat that pizza anyway. All right, fine. Caller number 3 at 210-656-3776. You win a $50 gift card to Mellow Mushroom.
I want you to meet a yell leader. I have a good friend that's a yell leader. You need to meet one. Let him explain to you why he did. He's a very successful builder here in town. Great dude. Who wore a milkman uniform.
Guys
for 4
who
years.
are like, once they're away from it, I can see like, oh, there's the benefit of this. But
you're a certain type. You were born to it.
When you're doing it,
you don't just.
God,
decide
I'd be
to
so
one.
embarrassed to like.
Shoot, no, man. Those guys are a high esteem. They
That's
really are.
wild to me. Well, hey, good for
They're
them.
awesome dudes, every one of them.
Good for them. All right.
Kind of goofy, but.
Uh-oh. End of the show.
Ever loving
tomorrow.
Compound.
On your ride to work, it's the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson.